Hello? I'm not Dan. I'm not Dan. This is a rare match stream. A very rare match stream, actually, nowadays. Just so you're all aware, I've linked a Reddit post in the chat quite a lot. Read that, and I'll explain what this is. I'll go into more detail. Dan's not going to be here. Rebecca's not going to be here. Steve's not going to be here. This is just a me thing. This is a community thing, right? This is a town hall, right? So, if you want to take part in the town hall, look at the Reddit link. You can come on, come take part. We're going to talk about the channels, and we're going to talk about community stuff, and we're going to talk about streams, and ways you might want to see them improved, or ways, criticisms, feedback you have to them. And this is just a way for everyone to kind of get their input on stuff in a more concise way that I can actually, you know, write up. But this is what this is. This is going to be talking, and there's going to be people. And if you want to join, if you look at the Reddit thread I've been linking, you can come join the TeamSpeak. You can ping in, you can be on, and we can have a chat. And this is what it will be. You can also go to the Discord. There's also a Discord channel, a live stream chat on the Discord. You can type in there as well if you want to ask questions or give feedback or whatever. And that's what you can do. And yep, it's just Matt, it's just me, and there's no Dan, no game either. Just a. This is just a community thing, a rare thing, once a year thing. So, too bad, bitch. There we go. I'll turn that fucking music off. Yeah, so once a year thing. So don't worry, this isn't a regular thing. Anyway, there we go. Look at that. I've got a town hall. I've got a fucking. I made a thing for it and everything. Also, you can play about that. Dan's music. You know, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, this is an entertainment thing. This is for me to understand what's going on, basically. Because the community's been neglected slightly. If you don't know who I am, I run everything that isn't making videos in Nerd³. And for the past sort of few months, I've been kind of neglecting community stuff because I've been really busy doing business stuff. But now business stuff's kind of sorted a little bit, so I can kind of give more attention to community stuff. And that's what this will be. This is me trying to get your feedback and get your criticisms, both for Dan, as you know, if you really don't like something, that's fine. I don't give a shit. One of the reasons Dan and Rebecca aren't here is, you know, because I want people to be more comfortable sharing, you know, opinions if they're actually quite bad for some things. And if you don't like me, that's all well and good. I'm not actually on stuff anymore, so who gives a shit? You don't have to be here. You can leave. And this is you say the wrong logo color, Jeb Wolf, but that's the right logo color because this isn't for the live. This is for all of Nerd³ and Dad³, in fact. So if you want to join, look at the Reddit threads. If you want to join the TeamSpeak, TeamSpeak IP is ts.n3s.co, or you can just put in the word Nerd³, or one word. And just join the Town Hall channel, essentially. Essentially, that's what this is. In regards to the Twiddly log and stuff, I don't have a Twiddly log up. I won't really be reading Twiddlies because I want to kind of give an equal say to everyone here. Although I, you know, appreciate Twiddlies are very appreciated. I don't want to, you know, undermine that at all. So I'm quite tired today. Oh, I've been very busy. It's very warm. And Dan's ill. Rebecca's ill, and I'm really hot. Winky face. That's fine. If you want to talk on the Discord, the Discord is just text stuff. Because I'll be talking to chat right now, but Discord is more for specific questions. It's like, I'm going to miss stuff on the live stream chat, but I won't really miss stuff on the Discord. And to Will Shill from the Discord, premise of the town hall. It's a literal town hall. You know, if you, it's a very American thing. Where, you know, your mayor will literally go to the town hall and people will sit around and the mayor will take kind of questions and feedback and people will discuss and kind of debate stuff. And that's kind of what this is. But for Nerd³ as a whole. Community channels, we've got the four channels. We've got the live stream channel, with the Twitch stream. We've got Patreon, we've got merch, the TeamSpeak, the Discord, the Steam group, that's still a thing, apparently. Subreddit. And Twitter. I think that's everything. That's the main things at the very least. And that's everything what we're going to talk about that. Why haven't you adopted the Nerd³ Discord? The Nerd³ Discord is the official Discord. If you search Nerd³ Discord, the official Discord will come up. And yeah, okay, so I'm gonna start now. I've been trying to explain it. That's fine. Oh, I dislike Matt, says Matt Sucks. You know what? That's a fitting name. I like you. I dislike Matt. I like you. Take that. Right. As last year's one was very messy, this is also going to be very messy. So I do apologize in advance for how messy this is going to be. But I'm gonna unmute myself on TeamSpeak. Hello, TeamSpeak. There's not that many people on TeamSpeak right now, but if you want to come on TeamSpeak, then you know, feel free. For the time being, I say I want people to come on TeamSpeak, that's a big thing, and then just come to the Town Hall channel, because you know that's how you're going to give questions. You're going to kind of raise your hand with the chat, and then you're going to be unmuted and you're going to be on air, kind of thing, and have a few people to have a chat, and that's basically it. It's going to be a mess. It's not going to be that entertaining, but if you want to give input that I'm going to actually, you know, try and act upon, then this is what this is for. Like, if you actually want to give legitimate feedback or legitimate criticism or whatever, then that's what this is going to be, okay? Because that's it. That's fine. Yeah, the Twitch chat's going to be a bit of a mess. So the Twitch chat, I'm kind of sort of going to take questions from, but I'll be mainly taking questions from the Discord channel, the Livestream chat Discord channel, and actually on voice over TeamSpeak. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's it. That's how it's sorted. That makes sense. Good. And I'm going to, while sort of people get sorted and people get on, because it's, you know, people are figuring out TeamSpeak if they want to come on and stuff like that, I'll answer some questions from the Discord, then I'll start taking people on TeamSpeak. Well, that's the plan. All right? Fantastic. Right. I guess go up in the Discord as well. This is what this is going to be. It's going to be like two hours long, probably. That's fine. If you come on TeamSpeak, make sure you have a mic. You're not going to be live when you come on, but I'll unmute people based on what they want. That's how it's going to be. And yeah, if you're on the TeamSpeak, there's no point in watching the stream if you're there. But equally, if you're on the TeamSpeak, please be there because you want to ask a question as opposed to just being to listen. Yeah, Rebecca's not around today. I was trying to get Rebecca, but they're both ill. I was trying to get both of them, but they're both ill. I thought Sunday night, no one's doing anything. It's fucking bank holiday in England tomorrow. Why the hell not? It's good a time as any to do it. Holy shit, it's Nubble. Sorry, there was a old staff member came out. This is okay. To Bo and Noah from Discord, this isn't a Q&A or suggestion thing. This kind of is. It is a discussion amongst several people. That's what this is. I'll go through things and then yeah. Great. That's fine. And yeah, I'm probably sure for this PC. It's fine. Someone asked what I do now. My current role is COO, which is Chief Operations Officer, which is cool, which is I'm a bird. Which essentially, if it's not filming and editing the videos, which I do occasionally do some filming or editing for some videos, very rarely, but if it's not that, or, you know, doing the main live streams or the thumbnails, then I'm doing it. I sort it. I sort out everything. We're not using the voice chat in Discord because on Discord you can't, it's a bit of a faff to mute everyone on the channel and then only unmute specific people at will and mute. It's more of a faff. TeamSpeak is really easy for that. A few people have asked what happened to Watt and Tracy. Watt and Tracy, we tweeted about it a while ago. We had to make Watt and Tracy redundant, because we could not afford as a company to keep them on anymore, unfortunately, because YouTube's went which is thankfully being helped by Twitch and Patreon, but not enough to keep affording, unfortunately. But here we are. That's fine. If you got any kind of specific questions for Dan or whatever, that's not something I can answer, but this is, again, discussion amongst everyone. Someone asked about game development as well. game development was taking a backseat. That was something Watt and Tracy were mainly working on, and unfortunately, so we had to make them redundant. So, game development is very much a side thing for Dan and Rebecca when they get time, and the focus on the book currently. So yeah. Unfortunately, as I say, it was a money thing. The money wasn't there. So that's unfortunately the scenario. Currently, income-wise on the channel, it's split pretty. It's not equally, but it's split between Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube. It used to be YouTube was the main thing, and everything was kind of a bit of an extra, but everything's kind of a main thing now. We couldn't survive off any individual one at the moment, unfortunately. That's how it's set up. Yeah. Financially, I'm not going to go into any much detail financially, but obviously that's the situation. We had to make 2 people redundant because we weren't making enough money to pay their wage, unfortunately. And now, you know, we are making enough money to pay our wages currently, and no one else's is the current situation. It's just how companies work, which is how it works. If you want more information on that, you can go back and look at Dan's tweets and stuff at the time. And that's it. Right. There's a lot of people in TeamSpeak now. Oh, let's talk about it. If you look at What's got a podcast now. I've got a podcast on a YouTube channel if you want to go listen to that. I know that's what's Watt doing. I saw Watt Rezzed as well. Right. So this isn't a Q&A type thing. This is more of a discussion. I want feedback on channels. Like, I want your thoughts, all your thoughts, whether you be on the Twitch or wherever, on the state of we have the 4 channels. We have main Nerd3, we have the Toys channel, we have the Livestream archive channel, we have the Dad3 channel, we have the Twitch channel, we have the subreddit, the Steam group, the TeamSpeak, we have Discord, and we have merch. And there's Dan's our Twitters, but that's kind of an unrelated thing I can't really do anything about. And I want your feedback or criticisms on those. If you don't use one of those, for example, for a specific reason, I'm curious as to why. If you'd like more events, or you'd like more kind of stuff like that, I'd like information on that, feedback on that. You know, if you're asking for kind of, you know, channel stuff, there's a subreddit thread for that. If it's something really specific, like I want a video on X game. If you want a video on X game, there's a subreddit thread for that, which I still do go over. But if you have anything a bit more generalized, or even something specific that isn't like a specific kind of video idea, then yeah. Or if it's criticisms on the current kind of videos, or the way the videos are done, that's I'm interested in that as well. That's what I'm looking for, feedback. I'm looking for feedback. And I'm happy to answer a few questions here and there. But that's not what this is about. This isn't a Q&A, essentially. That's what this is. Well, Nerd3 Tiny Lights isn't one of our channels. That's a fan channel. Yes. And, oh, the DFTBA... Actually, in regards to the merch, I will say that. We had 3. We had Game T, DFTBA, and Spreadshirt. I closed down Spreadshirt because the store bugged out to a point I couldn't fix it. DFTBA was closed down recently. We were only selling posters on DFTBA. Nobody was buying them. Everyone was like, we want posters. We got this nice poster. They were quite nice posters. Nobody bought them. Basically none. We bought more of them. The 6 of us, I think we sold, 4 of them in total. And they were posters with Watt and Tracy on. Obviously don't actually work for us anymore. It's a bit weird. So yeah, that was closed down recently. And Game T is our only store currently. Yeah, nobody bought the posters. I don't know why. Everyone was interested, but no one bought the damn thing. So whatever. But that's that. Right. So I'm looking at like 3 text feeds. So I apologize if I'm missing things. Right. Yes. Right. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know posters were a thing. Dan's not very good at promoting things. This is why merch often isn't a thing. That's the big thing about merch. It requires promotion. YouTubers can make a lot of merch if they promote it. Dan doesn't really like selling things. I agree with that. I'm fine with that. So our merch is more there for people who want them, as opposed to as a money-making thing for us. Which is kind of why I went to Game Tea, because we don't really make any money off the Game Tea stuff. Well, we make a little, but not very much. We mainly went to Game Tea because they just make really good quality stuff. And that was why we went for them, because we wanted just good quality stuff for people who wanted it, as opposed to something with a really high margin, which the DFTBA posters did have a very high margin, even though they were very well priced. I thought they were quite affordably priced. Made a big point of that, even if you were in the UK, because they came from America. But the way they were priced, they worked at £10 each, even with shipping to the UK, which is a pretty alright price for a poster. They had quite a high margin, but half the profits of those went to the artists of the thing that was set up by DFTBA as well, so we didn't actually... whole thing. Yeah, I know. I agree. Look, Ian TG26. I agree. I agree. This is a problem for Dan, and this is a problem I've dealt with the entire time I've worked for Dan, and it's kind of it's a reality that isn't going to go away, unfortunately. But yeah, Game Tea stuff. I haven't spoken about Game Tea stuff in a while, but if if there's any kind of merch you're interested in, let me know. That is something I can bring up to them, because it's probably going to be some new merch in there at some point soon anyway. In regards to the DFTBA posters, how they worked was with Game Tea, they just kind of make stock and sell them. So most stores, they'll make a bunch of stock and you kind of have to make the money back for the production of the stuff. Then with something like Spreadshirt, they're made to order, which is why they're more expensive. DFTBA, they made loads of stock as well. And since we only sold a few, and they're quite low price to produce, they made their money back on production, right? They broke even on production, but they didn't sell any. So I'm being sent, I think, 150 posters. 150 posters will arrive at mine at some point soon. I'm not sure what to do with them. I might give them away, because we can't sell them, because that's a faff legally, so I might just give them away. That'll be that. Yes. Yes. Okay, how many people on TeamSpeak now? I haven't been looking. Oh shit, there's 36. That's a fair amount. Right. I am curious as to what people would like to talk about mainly. Sort of what kind of... like, the main channel, Toys channel, Darkcube channel, Livestream stuff. That includes the Livestream channel and Twitch, I'd say. The Reddit, Steam, stuff like that. If anyone has a specific kind of idea of what they have feedback on, let me know in the TeamSpeak. If you want to talk, tell me in the TeamSpeak chat. If you have any ideas at Discord, let me know as well, and same with Twitch. I want to focus on what you lot want to focus on. That's what this is. This is us trying to be open, essentially. This is us trying to just be open and thing. And I say I'm doing this without Dan and Rebecca, but they're sick, unfortunately. So, I will answer a couple of questions. Hang on. Hang on, the TeamSpeak. I haven't unmuted on the TeamSpeak. Epos456 wants to talk about community integration. If you want to talk about something specific, let me know. Right. Community integration. Epos456. Right. Where the fuck is... There we go. I'm going to unmute you, Epos456. You can... Hello, Epos456.
Hello.
There we go. Look, first guest.
That's working.
Ah, fantastic.
Unusual for you, Matt, isn't it?
I know. It's run a bit smoother since I haven't had to do it in a while. That's surprising.
Had a break.
So what's your thoughts? What's your community integration? What's your kind of thing?
I think that everything with the channels is going really well, but as an audience we don't have enough almost contact with the main trio of Nerd³. Where Dan used to do stuff like community plays. He did a few episodes of that, I think, too. That
like 5-6 years ago, was that?
Yeah. Shh. Yeah, he used to do that, and the community got much more almost linked with him. And I feel there's almost a divide between Dan and his audience now.
Okay. Does anyone else on the TeamSpeak want to sort of chime in this discussion as well? Because that's what this is. It's a discussion. It's not just a Community push. I mean, the community thing is quite the divide is always quite interesting with Dan, because Dan always kind of sees his content as representative of itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's a content creator. He's not a community leader, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And it was something I was quite focused on a few years ago when my only job was community management. And I've unfortunately let it fall to the wayside slightly over the past year or so. Because I've been quite busy with other things. But I've got...
I think...
No, go on.
I think there's also the issue of when stuff changes within the community actually playing with each other, stuff gets missed. Like a lot of the... Well, either it's my computer breaking, or a lot of the Nerd³ servers went down, and we didn't really get told about it until we just couldn't connect to them. Yeah,
well, this is the interesting thing about a kind of public outreach, I suppose. See, I was quite... I was very forthright about stuff going down. The problem is, if Dan doesn't tweet about it, or it's not on the channel, a lot of people miss it, is the unfortunate thing. Yeah. And we don't want to, be spamming the channel with announcements. And, we've had this debate for a while. When we used to have end screens, one of the things we were planning to do was have sort of announcements in end screens. But we don't have end screens anymore. So, that's one of the faults. And then obviously Dan's Twitter, and it's right. There's a thankful thing now. Dan's listening to me more now. Which is quite helpful.
For better or worse?
For better or for worse, pretty much, yeah. I'm able to get him to talk about stuff more, but even then, if it's on Twitter, people still miss it. And the problem is, people will always miss anything. We don't have one announcement place, really. Yeah. We have debated for a while, perhaps just having a Twitter that's just called Nerd³. It's a brand Twitter. It's for everything. It's for all the stuff, and it's just announcements and kind of that stuff, and event announcements, if people want those. And then it's like, if you miss something, well, it's your fault for not following the event and announcement Twitter kind of thing. That's kind of does anyone else on the TeamSpeak want to actually talk about this?
Please, we're failing.
A lot of people chatting in the chat. Okay, Captain Koski, I'm gonna unmute you. Captain, I'm gonna unmute you.
I've just been...
Hello.
Captain, you're on the C.
It's me.
That's Koski.
I've just been called the new miniature nerd in the Discord channel.
Dear.
Right.
Whoever said that, I hate you.
What's up, Matt?
Hello. Hello. Captain as well. Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
People.
Hi. Oh, it's all right.
That's a lot.
It's fine.
Going back to the Nerd³ servers.
What are your thoughts, Koski? Koski, just for context, is a mod on the Nerd³ TeamSpeak, and he's been a mod on the servers for a long time.
Very long time.
Yeah.
To the point where I'd like to say that it was actually kind of the fact that the servers just weren't cared. Can I vent my mind here, Matt? Or
well, you're going to either way, aren't you?
Oh no, because I can put a filter on it if you want.
Put a filter on it. Okay. I don't mind. Be honest.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go fly off the rails then. Okay, so here we go. So, the reason why the Nerd³ server shut down is, in general, is because Dan just didn't care.
A lot of it is that. The reality of the thing is, community stuff falls to my domain, and a lot of stuff, for example, the servers which relied on user base, it wasn't something obviously Dan's playing on, and it's not something he really cares about, which is true. Because at the end of the day, it's for fans, not Dan. But equally,
he could at least have made an effort.
That is a true point.
To actually put at least a link to the servers.
Yeah.
Say in his channel description. Not a week before the servers were ordered to shut down.
Yes, this is a good point. Now, as I say, better communication between us now. And also, here's a big thing as well. If you don't all know, I'm responsible for channel uploads now. Dan doesn't actually touch YouTube anymore. It helps. It's a de-stressor. So I'm responsible for all channel uploads. So I can be putting stuff in the description. I can be, if you know as well, I've enabled community translations on all the channels now. Some of the videos will have translations or just English closed captions. Cards. I'm putting cards on a lot of the videos now. If you watch a video and there's a live stream on said game, there'll be a card to the game. I'm trying to do stuff like that a bit more now, just occasional integrations. And if we, do open a game server or something like that, I can try integrate it into that as best I can. Yeah. Captain Ent, what's your thoughts?
To be honest, I only really have one request, and that's for Dan to make a schedule for his live streams.
Oh, fucking...
That was my other thing as well.
Live streams.
But it's Dan.
Okay, this is a big thing. This is a very big thing. This is because this is related to community integration. Yeah, a lot of people are shouting in the team. Right, this has been a constant problem for the Twitch mods. A constant problem for me. This is why there is no consistent time frame from when the live stream archives are uploaded to the live stream YouTube channel. Because, you know, Dan might stream for a week and then he might stream at 3 AM and it'll kind of catch me off guard a little, you know.
And can I just ask, is it partially because of Dan's chronic fatigue?
Yes. It's very, very much because of that, actually.
Yeah.
Dan's schedule's all over the place. He's a very stressful person. Both internally and externally. And that, unfortunately, realistically, at least at the moment, schedule isn't possible. In future, it might be. But it is a case of, you know, if he's ill for a week, he can't stream. And this, the current format means he doesn't let anyone down. As silly as that sounds, as frustrating as it is. And there's I've been trying to get a schedule for a little while, and it's very much something. A lot of my tactic for working with Dan is if he says no to, or he never really says no to something, but he will deflect. If he deflects from something 3 times, it's a no, and then I give up for a while. Then I come back to it later, or he comes to the conclusion himself. So it's not something that'll probably be happening for a little while, unfortunately, as much as everyone here wants it, including me. I don't think... Would anyone here complain about a schedule?
No.
Exactly. No one would hear. No, not a single person would complain about a schedule. Oh, there's one. There's Shrillex once just would complain about a fucking schedule. Fucking
I
pyramid.
love the stream of no in Dreamsteam.
And when the Twitch catches up, there'll be a stream there. There's the Twitch catching up. No one would complain about a schedule, but the unfortunate scenario is this is just how it is. That is why I'm putting a lot of effort into the live stream archive channel. I'm trying to get those up as quickly as possible after a stream turn up, so if people have missed it, they can still view it. But I know a lot of what people like about streams is direct interaction. And
directly on the Twitch upload channel, by the way. You're doing a good job with the Twitch upload channel.
I like making thumbnails. That's the big thing. I like making.
I just have this image of you sitting at a computer for hours, going, "How can I do this?"
Oh, you know what? Right, you joke, but like, I mean, you know, the thumbnail for the beach one. I call it 2 hours. But that's that is unfortunately the thing. I mean, Dan does all the other thumbnails, but I get to do the thumbnails for the live channel, and I have fun with them. But yeah, that's unfortunately a schedule is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Dan does all the thumbnails for all the channels. I just do the ones for the live channel. He doesn't touch that because that's completely automated. He streams and nothing else happens. The stream archive appears in a Dropbox folder automatically. I edit it, upload it, and everything. But that's that.
I have one more question, which is kind of unrelated, but why is there an official Nerd³ live stream channel when the unofficial Nerd³ Live is doing a perfectly fine job of everything?
The reason we made an official one, and we explained this, mainly because we wanted to monetize the streams on YouTube. And we were doing more of them, and because we could have our own thing set up, we can get them up faster. And a lot of it was we wanted to monetize the channel. And it wasn't because we want to make more money, but as you all know, we've made 2 people redundant. A lot of it's we're kind of trying to scoop water as opposed to us trying to desperately make more money. So it's very much we're trying to get little bits of income streams in from kind of wherever we can without compromising our core values, if that makes sense. Because we don't want to do sponsorships ever, and we don't want to do advertisements, and that's something we're kind of going to stick by. And unfortunately, that only leaves you know, ad rev and people giving us money.
Okay, that's fine and respectable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something. I mean, it wasn't because they were doing a bad job or anything. It was more so because we could do it a little faster, and we just wanted to monetize the content because the streams were getting more frequent and they were getting better, and we just felt like it was time for us to kind of take control of that ourselves, I suppose. It's not like we make much money off the live stream channel, but every little helps is kind of our attitude lately, because obviously it used to be YouTube was our main income source, but now it's just little bits here and there that add up.
I will say it is slightly better considering you guys do it quicker, like upload the streams quicker, and considering Dan doesn't really have a schedule.
Yeah, that's
better, really.
That's a lot of it. And I felt bad about it, but it was the unofficial Nerd³ Live was the first to know. Chatted to him about it, was cool about it and all that. Yeah, so that's that essentially. And someone suggested merch in the Twitch chat, but as I spoke about before, he won't promote it. This is the problem. We want to make things, and we don't want to ever compromise on the things we're creating with other stuff, whether that be advertising merch or advertising other people's products or sponsorships or whatever. We don't want to compromise on the creative control of the thing we're putting out. And that's a really big deal to us. And for some people, it's not. For a lot of YouTubers, it's not. And for a lot of fans, it's not even. A lot of fans don't really care either way. But a lot of people do as well. I think a lot of people who give us money on Patreon and give us twiddlies appreciate that. I hope so. But, that's... yeah.
I'm just... Yeah, one last thing. I heard that last time we had a town hall, we kind of came to the conclusion that there should be, like, a Twitter... profile, which is just like a bunch of announcements and stuff.
Yeah. Come to that conclusion already at the start of it, okay, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something I'm going to work on now. In the past year, I've been given a lot more control. Previously, my job was more of a sideline thing. I just did community stuff. My access to stuff was quite minimal. I have access to everything now.
So when everything goes down, it's his fault.
It's my fault, yeah. It's my fault if everything breaks at this point. But that is, yeah, like my hands are on the reins, logistically now. And how this company's set up now is, I am the logistical manager and Dan is the creative manager, if that makes sense. Dan creates and I figure everything else out. And
how much impact does Rebecca have with the running of channels?
Rebecca's in charge of the IRL channel. No.
Yeah.
Rebecca's
what, like fully?
She manages the schedule, the recording schedule, and all the stuff that's going to go on.
Is that so Dan doesn't lose his mind?
Yes. And then obviously Dan edits them and I upload them as a process. We're all kind of involved. But that's
Is Steve's channel still around?
Steve's channel, yep. Steve is still is doing a weekly vlog, Week of Dad Cubed, which is basically it's just him having fun.
Incredible.
It's it's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but you know what? Dan's having a lot of fun editing it. There's a lot of creative editing. There's a lot of beautiful shots. The camera we've got is really quite nice. He's doing a lot of good drone footage.
Which you crashed.
It's kind of fun if you're interested in it. If you don't, well, that's why we have it. We kind of have a thing for everything. It's kind of a varied content. We have vlog stuff that kind of does cooking, and then we have toys, then we have games, and we have live stuff, which is the unedited, and we have the fully edited stuff, which is that's how it's being sorted out. But yes, that's how it's sorted. Does anyone else want to have a chat? Because everyone who's currently been chatting has been chatting for a little while now. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay,
I've got one more question before I'm kicked out.
Go on.
A lot of the community, from my understanding, greatly missed the podcasts when it left. Was there any reason for it leaving?
Dan. It's busy. It's busy.
Yeah.
He wanted to do a games news thing, because we weren't really covering gaming news. It's something that might come back in future, but it's stuff like that's up in the air, honestly.
To be honest, I would be fine with just say you and John having a podcast.
Well, actually, as a separate, unrelated Nerd³ thing, me and John have briefly discussed having a podcast of our own. But I've also been very busy. I've had no time in the past year to fucking do anything like that.
Matt, I have a question.
Oh God, is this a Q&A now? Go on. Last one from this group.
everyone else are asking questions.
Okay, you get fine. You get a question, Koski.
Okay, right. Are there going to be any more collaborations between the hit YouTuber Nerd³,
I know what you're doing.
and also the hit vlogger / pop sensation Emma Blackery?
Probably not, because the demo thing got to be quite a lot. I'll be taking more questions now from other people. Who would like to talk now? Well, not questions, but the more discussions. Who would like to talk about community integration, sort of like stuff you'd like to see within the community, whether it be like servers and Discord and whatever, and all this kind of stuff. Quarter Luna. Oh, you know what? Quarter Luna, you are on.
Great.
There we go. Angus, I'm going to unmute Angus. Angus, 5636. Grant.
Oh god, time to panic.
Hatter 115, you will be on in a second when I find you in the list. There you are. And you're on. Okay, all three you're on. Hello.
Hey there, Matt.
Whew.
Is my mic okay?
That's fine. That's good. It's well.
Yeah, same actually.
It's no broadcast quality mic, but it'll do. Yeah. Okay. What would you sort of what are your thoughts? What to talk about?
Well, first off, can I say, like, you guys are doing a great job with everything, and I've been enjoying a lot of the content that's been being produced right now.
Yeah, seconded. I think you guys are doing a great job.
I personally, I think the content's getting a little better as of late. Our new working format's working a bit better. We're having to worry a bit less about money, because we're not losing money every month anymore.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah, breaking even now, which is nice. And Dan is able to just focus more on creation since he doesn't have to worry about anything else anymore because I've taken it. Yeah. What else? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on community stuff? That's great. Oh,
I was just sitting here, just like
the stunned silence
please,
over everyone.
Well, this is what these are. If these aren't like shoddy as fuck, well, what's the point? You know.
I mean, it's the Nerd³ community. What else?
Well, I know that's the whole thing, isn't it? That's fine. Hatter's mic isn't. Hater's mic isn't working. Oh, you come on to talk, and your mic doesn't even work.
Oh wait, no, that's one thing.
Push me. It's probably push to talk.
Oh,
any IRL meetups, since CoxCon happened, is there going to be anything else?
With Dan, I've been trying to get him to do these things for literally years. And Cox was the first one he did. It's very much how he feels at the time.
Yeah, fair play.
It's something we might like to do. We're not confirmed for CoxCon this year or anything at all yet. It might be something we do, might not be. There's nothing planned. The likelihood is probably not for stuff.
Okay.
Dan's a recluse.
Yeah.
We
pretty much all are. I mean, that's why we're here rather than talking in real life.
When I explain my job to people who don't understand this, my thing is I have to manage. There's like a mad creative type.
Yeah.
Who is like a social hermit, and they hide away and they just like paint. And you go they go in one day and they're naked and they're covered in paint. And there's a big sludge of paint on the floor. It's like, I was rolling around in paint for 5 days straight, and I've made a beautiful work of art. That's Dan.
Just so I know, I was about to say, this is just an example and not actually what he does.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, actually, at this point. But, that is essentially what it is, and I have to figure out everything that makes that work.
So if they're, painting a new room, they just cover him in paint and he just runs at a wall.
Yeah, I'd be curious to watch him do that. I'd be very curious.
Whoa, Matt, whoa, PG, keep it PG.
God, no, I'm not keeping this fucking PG. Jeez, it's me. I mean,
not like we've been swearing 50
look,
times already.
Rebecca kind of makes the quality higher, so if I bring it down. This fucking Twitch channel, there's been too much Rebecca lately. She's been too nice to you all. You need a bit of a fucking kicking, right?
What
I
do you
agree.
getting better? It's always been perfect.
Oh, notch down a peg. What sort of thoughts do you have sort of on community, sort of any criticisms, feedback, things you'd like to see changed about community aspects of things?
The community seems to be doing pretty well right now. Like, the only real thing that we can say to make changes would be just very minuscule.
Minuscule's good.
The census. Is there a like date for that each year, or is it just sort of whenever you feel like it?
It's around the time of year. The problem with the census, every year it gets more complicated.
Yeah,
it gets
you
longer.
Like, you add more questions.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
You see, the process of adding questions to the census is very, 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 very time consuming because Google Forms is the worst.
Yeah,
it runs about
Agreed.
2 FPS at this point. The form when you try and edit it,
mm-hmm.
And it takes a long time to even move something. If you type something, you wait about 10 seconds and then it starts appearing.
Yeah.
No matter what computer it's on, just because it's too big of a form. I don't know if there'll be one next year. At least in the same way. Well, just because of the GDPR. If you don't know what that is, it's the EU. Is it GDPR? Yeah, it's GDPR compliance. It's the EU GDPR. It's the General Data Protection Regulation. It's why a bunch of websites have probably been a pain in the ass to you lately about privacy notifications, which requires much more stringent data protection for things.
Quick, someone post Facebook lizard memes.
And it's not. Facebook didn't kick this off. This has been in the works for quite a long time. But it's something that I'd have to make it GDPR compliant. Properly.
It's more just because like when you go through the results on stream, it's just really interesting. Like I think I've rewatched the most recent one a few times now.
I always mean to put every year I say I'm going to do I'm going to put out an infographic, and every year I don't because it's too time consuming and I don't have time to do it. By the time I have time to do it, I've forgotten about it or it's too late.
Just get John to do it. John will do it.
John has offered to do it actually.
Oh my god.
He's a graph boy. He's the Excel graph boy.
Yeah. I mean, he literally had a YouTube video on Excel graph.
He did literally have a YouTube video on Excel.
Oh my freaking goodness.
That was the best.
I love John a lot.
Wait, they're not supposed to know that.
That's fine. He gave me a ballerina Batman last time I met him. It's great. Yeah. So I mean, what? Because you want to talk. What do you have any? Criticisms, things you want to see changed.
I mean, are you looking for criticism?
Yes.
Well, you shout a lot.
You're the one that wanted to talk, mate. You brought this upon yourself.
Honestly, I'm just here to shout praise.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm also kind of here to do that, but I can think about the criticism.
Oh, okay, menage a trois.
So nothing at all. All right. Jesus Christ. Does anyone else in the TeamSpeak have any thoughts, criticisms, sort of complaints about things you'd like to see changed, ideas you have for things to way to improve the community? Also, thank you for your time, Angus, Hater, and Luna. I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah.
Off you go. Off you go. There we go. I'll meet you, motherfuckers. That's right. Wi-Fi lad what? That's a name and a half, isn't it? Jesus Christ. And where the fuck are you? TeamSpeak is not the best at sorting names out. Where even? Red Naz, you're on air.
Okay.
There you go. And hang on. Oh god, there's a lot of people saying please yes me. Ryan Kep, you're on air. Hello. Okay, there we go. You told you for now. Red Nas, first of all, what was your thoughts?
I had two things to shine in on. One was about something happened earlier about the games and stuff. Can I just say something about that?
Sure, yeah, sure.
It would be fun. I think also a lot of people in the community also would be interested in doing sort of a old games revive, like they did on the subreddit /gaming, where they picked up an old game and just played it. I think it was Deathmatch or something.
Like multiplayer games are just kind of general.
Yeah, multiplayer games. The shit.
Well,
Still waiting for that one.
Well, Lord Pants, would you like to talk about this? Oh wait, he's even here. Lord Pants, I'd like you to chime on this because I want to talk to you about this. I'm gonna unmute your lol pants if you don't mind. Okay.
What?
Pants.
I wasn't listening.
Okay. Lol pants is our resident server technician.
That's me.
That's lol pants. So if you're on the TeamSpeak, the server stuff, anything that we've run game-wise, back when we had the Minecraft server, that's kind of, over the years, it's moved servers a lot. To more powerful servers, then eventually we moved TeamSpeak just to a dedicated TeamSpeak host, and it was just running TeamSpeak. Recently, a couple of months back, we moved the TeamSpeak to a dedicated server box again. So TeamSpeak is currently running off a box, a physical server box somewhere. It's not a powerful one, but it is good enough to act as a server for an old game like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we were discussing even recently is, I mean, it's not an old game, but, you know, stuff like bringing back Minecraft server for a little bit or something.
Thinking.
And you know, something like the ship, as you say, an old revival, a ship could be fun. I remember we used to do stuff like that when we had the servers around. And yeah, so that is something we're definitely looking into, honestly.
Recently, as a side project,
Is there any
I've
plans
just been
for
resurrecting
group live
servers.
streams?
What was that, Ryan?
Is there any plans for group live streams?
What do you mean by group live streams?
Like Dad Cube, Mum Cubed, and you.
Anything? No. Which doesn't mean they won't happen, but plans and us don't mix very well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look at my calendar. We have one plan that stretches a month ahead, and that's it.
Okay.
We don't. Stuff is kind of planned a couple of weeks in advance. That's how we do everything here. It's not the best. Hang on. Someone was Lorraine. You wanted to say something, didn't you? I see your name pop up a few times. I'm gonna let you chime in on this, Lorraine. I'm gonna unmute you. You're on. Lorraine.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh my god, that's the buzziest thing in the world.
Wi-Fi or what?
Can't even hear you, mate.
Wi-Fi or what?
Great. Do either of you, Ryan or Rednaz, have any other thoughts, complaints, criticisms, anything like that?
Yeah, I have. About the misfit Dan had about Reddit. I felt like that sort of made the subreddit more distant compared to the rest. It's like about getting news and stuff. Sticking stuff to the subreddit would be a good way to communicate changes. At the moment, there's just a mass thread of changes, request mega thread at the moment.
Yeah, the problem with the subreddit is not many people use the subreddit anymore. The subreddit has slowly over the years just got less and less active. That's partially my fault, because I've kind of let it sort of not die, but I've let it, you know, fall a bit. But and not paid a whole lot. I've been keeping it maintained, but I haven't really been doing anything to push it forward. But you know, that's the whole thing. You know, I'm gonna fucking Danuba, you've wanted to talk for a while, so I'm gonna grant you talk power. There you go, Danuba. But that's
Yo!
Hello.
Oh shit. Hi.
Did you want to chime in on this? You sound like you want to chime in on this.
The new topic once you're done.
Oh my god. Everyone wants to talk about a different thing. No one wants to stay on topic.
Yeah. Shit. It's your problem, isn't it?
Oh, that's pretty much my problem. Ryan, Ryan is just that. Oh,
I mainly just wanted to come in earlier when it was about the main channel kind of Twitter thing, just updates. Because I've been missing a lot of things just probably from not catching live streams very often, but.
Yeah, I feel like, because a lot of it, you know, if you go on my Twitter or Dan's Twitter where we are announcing stuff, we tweet a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And stuff gets buried. So yeah, the idea of having I probably am going to do that now. Get that sorted. I mean, I'll see that's been something that's been on the back burner for a while, but I think I'm able to get that sorted now, more formally. So yes, Danuba.
Hi. Yeah. Hi. Right. New topic. Conventions is the thing that just came to my mind because I was looking at hotels. Right, so because you went to Res, you're possibly going to CoxCon, that kind of stuff. I know from a lot of people, especially at Res, there were a good few people who were there from different communities who also watch Nerd³ but don't necessarily follow anyone outside of Dan, who just didn't know you were going to be there, or, well, there was any Nerd³ related stuff happening. So, the idea I just had is, like, maybe have Dan push that a bit more, like when you're going to, for example, Res, or when you're going to CoxCon, or whatever other conventions there are, you know.
Well, see, the problem with stuff like that is I also only plan the meetups, like, really not in advance.
Well, yeah.
I mean, with CoxCon, that's not something I don't know if we're going to CoxCon.
Well, yeah, you don't know, but once you do know, just like a couple of weeks in advance, you know.
Yeah. But that's, yeah, no, it is something we could push more.
Because conventions are fun, and
conventions are fun. I mean, I don't know if any. Obviously, I'm not the attraction of Nerd³, funnily enough. It's all Dan. But
yeah,
some people still do want to meet me, and I know every year at Res I do a little thing, and usually get 10-15 people turn up. This year 40 people turned up, and that's quite a lot.
Oh yeah, it was fucking huge, wasn't it?
It's a bit too much. It's a bit, and that was just me. Dan didn't even mention it. So you know, that's the whole thing. So it'd probably be something that'd be a bit more formal in future, yeah. Especially
a bit more formal.
If we get that Twitter, that announcy Twitter, and we really, you know, all 4 of us really push it. And be like, follow this fucking Twitter. It's not going to be full of random wrestling shit or tweets from Donald Trump. It's just going to be announcements and stuff that you might want to know. And then hopefully that'll hopefully people will find use from that. Because I know a lot of people, for example, unfollow me even if they're interested in stuff I have to say because I might spam a lot. And a lot of people unfollow Dan because they don't care about a lot of what he says, even if they're interested in some of the stuff he does. So there's a kind of there's a back and forth, really, but that's that's that. And unfortunately, someone mentioned in the Twitch chat there, Cinnamon Sticks, the main channel. We wouldn't announce anything through there just because we don't want to. Most people don't care about that kind of stuff, and if most people don't care about something, it shouldn't go on the main channel because that's where most people are. And we want to keep stuff on the main channel relevant to people there, you know. But yeah, we will do that sort of.
Is the main channel growing in like subscriber numbers or just views, or not at all?
It's growing in views. But the channel actual subscriber numbers have stagnated.
Word there.
They've stagnated. That is a lot of channels hit a stagnation point. We hit our stagnation point a few years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of it was when Dan took that month-long break. That kind of killed a lot of it. But the hope is now the content's a bit more consistent, and I think the content's got better as of late.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll start picking up speed again. You know, we kind of want to, you know. Yeah, if that makes sense. But, yeah. Do any of the current people unmuted have any other thoughts or feedback or criticisms? Anything?
Nothing I can say here, no.
Cool. Red Naz, Ryan?
No, that's
good.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time. I'll meet you and get some
Thanks,
more people.
Matt.
Love you. I don't.
Oh, the truth hurts.
The truth does hurt, you know. It does.
Oh, shit.
I know. Right. I'm gonna just have a look through Discord and have a look on Twitch and just try and find some little questions to answer. If you want to talk, if you have something specific to talk about, put in the TeamSpeak chat what you actually want to talk about. And say I want to talk about X, and I'll choose people in a second. Once I've just gone through just a little bit. Yeah, basically. Someone suggested more Reddit mods or a CSS revamp. The CSS was revamped fairly recently. That's as good as it's going to be. Reddit's doing a full redesign, which I'm not touching. I've touched it very lightly, but that's going to have a whole design for the new redesign. Mods wise, it doesn't need any more mods. Honest to God, the average is like 1 or 2 posts a day on that subreddit. I'm checking it on my mobile fairly regularly. Even when the subreddit was very busy, I was the only mod, and it wasn't, so unfortunately. Paramedic, you've asked about the website. There have been plans to change the website. The website was supposed to be updated when the new logo was released, but there's been a lot of development delays. Just we have 2 web devs, and there's been a lot of kind of crossed wires and busyness from one or both of them at the same time. And like one of them does something, and the other's busy for ages, and none of them continue. It's been a whole thing. But that's that. It should be updated within the next couple of months. It should be updated in the next couple of months. With the new logo, and it'll be, you know, functioning the same. It'll have a bit more stuff on. Yes. Grimly, you've asked about series and collaborations. I know more collaborations are something Dan was interested in doing. Right? I don't know if you noticed, there was kind of a couple of weeks where he was just kind of just doing collabs. There's always the thing where Dan kind of like, I want to do this idea and I want to do it every week, and it's like, you can't do it every week. You're not going to keep that up. He's like, I'm going to do it every week, and it doesn't. I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. But that is yeah, there are going to be more collabs. There is going to be more stuff with John. There's going to be more stuff with John, definitely. Yeah. I don't know about series, though. Series isn't really a thing we're doing much of anymore. It is more single videos. Anything longer form is going to be Twitch-based, more likely. Yeah. Any idea what portion of Nerd³ subscribers are active versus just subscribing to watch stuff? I mean, you know, we're still doing fairly well. I mean, the thing I always go by is 10%, right? A channel on average, a good amount of views for a video on a channel is 10% of their subs. So if you have 1 million subs, that's 100k, for example, or vice versa. Since we've been around a long time, the longer you're around, the more that just goes down and down and down, because more of your subscribers are kind of dead. Literally, or other accounts are just dead. And we're still doing pretty decently with that. A lot of our videos are getting, you know, 7 to 10% view rate, which is fairly good. So we still have a fairly active viewer base, which is quite nice. But yeah, in regards to completes, like a house flipper completes aren't really a thing on the channel anymore. Completes are fairly dead. It's a rare thing. You know, the Planet Coaster thing was a rare thing. Anything long form like that, it's going to be on Twitch. It's going to be on Twitch. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at people on the TeamSpeak. Community events. So I'm reading. I apologize for the mild silence. I found it difficult to read and talk at the same time. Someone mentioned, a couple of people mentioned Jay. Just quickly, if you follow Jay's Twitter, Jay's at home finally now. He's at home with his family now, which is a lot better. He's obviously a lot more comfortable at home, which is very important. We'd like to do another video with him soon, so we're going to try and get that arranged, I think. But yeah, everything said in the Jay video is still valid, unfortunately. Right. Let's have a look. Let's do it for the channel. Rohs, R-O-H-S, you are on air. And hello. And Beep Sheep, you're also on air because you kind of both want to talk about channel stuff.
Hello.
Hello.
Does my mic work?
Your mic does work.
It does.
Yay.
Hello. Which one would you like to go first? Let you fight over it.
Oh, I'll be courteous to the sheep. I'll let the sheep do his thing.
There we go. That's very nice of you.
I have an idea about the website. I don't know how it's going to work, but with the website, why isn't there like a way to have its own video player? So instead of like it being a YouTube player, it be its own player. So the fact that if the worst does happen to YouTube, which to be honest, it might, or it probably will.
This is actually something the website has the ability to do. If we needed to swap it over to that, we could. It's not going to be a thing on there currently, just because hosting your own videos is incredibly expensive. That'd be a massive expense from a web server cost to host your own videos. So it's not something we would do unless we had to. If YouTube died, the likelihood is we just start uploading to Twitch instead, to be honest.
Does Dan still keep his entire hard drive of all his videos?
Yeah, we have the videos backed up, and they're also backed up to the cloud, and they're also backed up to YouTube. So there's like three layers there.
That's good.
You know, it'd be bad if all of them died at once. That'd be a bad thing. But yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, we have the capability to do that, but it's very, very, very unlikely that'll happen. Just because, you know, we'd have to start advertising on the website.
Yeah.
And B, it just probably the cost of doing that would probably cost more than the money the website would make in itself. So we'd probably end up spending money just to put videos up there. Which we might as well just use Vimeo at that point, you know. But that's yeah. Rose?
Hi. Yes, Roz. I don't even know. I made the name, and I.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. So I have a few points to point at, I guess. So first of all, one thing that I've noticed about Dan, from what I've heard from this stream, first of all, is that he seems to really only go towards the stuff that he's having fun doing. So if he's having to force sort of, oh, there's something I should probably do, but I'm not enjoying it, then he probably won't do it.
Yes.
So in terms of getting more involved with the community, getting involved with that sort of stuff, it would be quite good if we did stuff that Dan would enjoy. And so I had a little mini idea, because I know he likes to experiment with videos and experiment with other people doing stuff. Where we could get the community involved by saying, hey, Dan's making a video or there's a thing happening, and then we get community members to send in maybe contributions, like maybe a little section of a personal video.
Because we've done that once or twice, actually.
Have you?
We
When
did
was
that for the 2500th video.
Oh, yeah, no, you might have.
We did do it for the 2500 video. Was it that? Oh no, I'm going to check. Yeah, it was that. We got, if you can hear that in the background there.
24 times.
We got
I can't, but I'll believe you.
You won't be able to, but the stream will. There's a lot of people who we got a lot of people sending voice clips and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that's not very engaging to people.
Right, okay.
Because obviously, from you know, if you were to do it from your perspective, you'd record a line, you'd just send it to an email, and you wouldn't get a response from the email. For example, when I went through those emails, for example, you know, it's 1,000 emails.
Yeah,
it's 1,000 voice clips. I can't respond to them.
That's the only thing. It's quite a lot of work, so it would have to be like, I guess if it did come up again, it would have to be a very rare event that took place.
I mean, at this point, the best interaction community-wise with Dan is the Twitch chat, because he actually reads that and he enjoys that.
Yeah.
Which is a good stepping stone. I'm hoping that, you know, in time, I kind of think everything's a slow burn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that it's progressing towards more community interaction. Yeah. You know, the idea of having a community plays, for example, that might be a possibility at some point soon, you know, again. And that's why something about like the Saturday series, for example, that's what's so good about the Saturday series, because, you know, I've always argued with him, you know, he's wanting to do more series, which are just like, it's this specific name. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that, because the current format, there is a video on Saturday. That is as much of a rule as there is.
Yeah.
It can be a weird live action thing, or whatever, and it gives a lot of creative freedom, which is, I think, why the videos are getting better, because he's having a bit more creative freedom and he's able to just kind of do what he wants with it.
He's enjoying it more, yeah.
He is enjoying it more. And, you know, if he starts getting bored of an idea or format, he can just change it, and he doesn't need to reboot the channel to change it anymore. He can just start doing a slightly different video, and it doesn't matter, because that fits the Saturday format still.
I mean, the videos aren't going to be as good if he's not enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of the criticisms last year, for example, were that he didn't seem like he was enjoying a lot of what he was doing.
Was that, do you think, because of the structure that was in place? Like he had the Nerd³ tests and Nerd³
I think so.
All these things.
I very much think so, because when you those boxes are very nice to have, but when you're forced to do stuff in them when they don't quite fit and that's not what you want to do, it's very frustrating. And then obviously if you've already got that format, you have to make a big deal out of changing the format.
Yeah, well, it becomes work after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you have to do a reboot, and the reboot's a big thing, then people complain. But the current way you can do it, you can just change the format without making a big deal out of it, which is really nice. Chat's currently, yeah.
As long as I don't think he starts doing a video every day, because if he does that, he's going to end up tiring himself out, and we don't want it to end up what happened last year.
I mean, currently there is a video every day. Across
just on different channels.
Yeah, across the channels.
On different channels.
Because the way the current schedule is set up is that there will be one video out every day on one of the channels. I think it's Monday recommends, Tuesday toys, Wednesday recommends, Thursday toys, Friday Dad Cube, Saturday the main Saturday video, and then the Sunday. There wasn't anything on the Sunday slot previously, but we've started filling the Sunday slot. Currently it's with retro. But what we've kind of decided to do with the Sunday slot is we're just going to use it for something.
It'll be the miscellaneous slot.
It's a misc slot, yeah, and it's a kind of idea. If we want to do like an extra video on like the toys channel, like we've had sort of vague discussions of maybe doing like a board game video or something, which we don't know if it'll work, but you know, it's something. If we were to do that, that'd be just one of the Sundays that would go up there. If Steve wanted to do a Father and Sundays thing, just go up on a Sunday one random week. You know, it's that kind of, it's a whatever slot for whatever channel.
I think that's quite nice to have, because if Dan suddenly goes like, oh, I want to do this, he can put all his effort into that, and then it can go up on the Sunday, and it's just there.
Yeah,
it doesn't conflict with anything, and I think that's a really nice idea to have.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Plus, I'm really enjoying retro anyway.
Well, yeah, so that's a plan. The Sunday is kind of just we're going to try and fill that slot with something. It's not going to be a specific series like retro. I think there's 2 retro videos left in the that are uploaded. There's not going to be another one after those. I mean, there probably will be eventually, but it's not going to be like a weekly series that's going to go on.
Oh, right, just a quick one.
But yeah, there's going to be a few of them, and then there's going to be something else on the Sunday, and then it might come back. You know, that's kind of how the Sunday slot's going to be. But yes. Do you two have any other thoughts, or is that it?
I had one other.
Okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
Oh, there we go. Bam. But yes, so in terms of what the channel's aiming to do, I remember I was watching a stream. I think he was playing Ravenfield at the time, and
great game.
It's good. I was watching that, and he mentioned how he's creating content. He's creating the channel because he wants to show people new games, and he wants to show good games and recommend and everything. And so obviously he's got the Nerd³ recommend series going at the moment for that, and he's got individual videos dedicated to that. One idea that I wanted to throw out there, I don't know how much you sort of are able to communicate creatively with these videos, but he could go to a sort of, for a few videos maybe, have a go at trying you know, the 3 free games Friday thing, where he had like the multiple videos in one, but instead of doing it for free games, it was just general games that he enjoyed that maybe he didn't want to make a full video on, and it could just be a little list of like cutting around between different games, and it's like, oh, here's Dan messing around with a whole bunch of different mechanics.
I mean, the kind of thing
it could be
that is something he would do. That is something he'd be completely open for doing, but it's very much something he'd do only if he kind of needed to do it. Like if you just like, if you wanted to recommend a bunch of things and they were only little games, he'd do that. But he wouldn't force himself into that kind of format unless it worked better, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
You know, a lot of where he's trying stuff is on the Twitch channel. But granted, there are a lot of smaller games, which, you know, being in that kind of like, you know, 2-3 games a video format would work for. But I mean, that is definitely an interesting idea, actually. That could work, and I will note that, and I will bring that up.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
It does. Beep Sheep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just that I think with the streams as well. I feel like the way they're heading at the moment is it's not. Ideally, as you said, Ross. I'm just gonna say Ross.
However you like, honestly.
Yeah. He wanted them to show off games because obviously YouTube's gone to shit. So he wanted to be able to show off the games, but at the moment I don't think he's really. I mean, he's showing off games, but not like little interesting ones.
On Twitch.
Yeah, I haven't like, especially recently. A few weeks ago, he did like 2 Bloodborne streams in a row, which is. Most people know what Bloodborne is. So I'm just wondering about kind of like the state of that, because of the fact that it was like, oh, here's the little game I found, and now it's kind of gone to bigger games.
Yeah, I get that, yeah. I mean, a lot of it, is it's harder to find games now, first of all, just because there's so fucking many on Steam. A lot of how I mean, again, I've unfortunately, a lot of stuff I used to do fell to the sidelines over the past 6 or so months because I've been very busy doing businessy things. Because one of my also main job roles is I'm developer relations, so I get all the keys and I look for games and I kind of headhunt and stuff. That fell apart, which is some of the reason you probably aren't seeing some more interesting little games, because a lot of the interesting little games you would have seen is stuff I've sent. And I've been like, oh, here's a key for this fun little thing. Which isn't something I've been doing as much over the past few months. I've more just been getting keys for games that he wants, and I've not really been headhunting. But one of the reasons I went to Rezzed was to headhunt. I've got a lot of little interesting games that are going to be interesting. I'm gonna, that is something that's going to be picking up more interesting little things. Honestly, that is something that's going to be that there's going to be more of that. Yeah,
that is the point. Yeah, because is it like what is the method that usually you find these games? Is it just you see someone recommend something and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, and you go there and have a look?
Well, currently there's I've got my personal Nerd³ email, there's the Nerd³ business email, and there's the Play My Game Nerd³ email, and all of them get game keys sent to them. Which is slightly annoying because they're all in different places.
Yeah, no.
But it's just a lot of developers just email and be like, here's game, and a lot of it comes from that. A lot of it I used to look a lot more on I used to look a lot on Steam, and I used to do a lot of headhunting. It was a lot of the early VR videos were from that. But say again, I haven't had a chance to do that the past few months, but that's again gonna start up again. But a lot of it just come from I look and I'll sort through emails and stuff. And yeah, some most 90% of the games we get sent are the most generic looking things in the world. Is the problem.
Is it from the developers as well?
Some are from the developers, some are from PR companies and so on. But at the end of the day, it's just, and the problem is, even if a game looks really generic, it might not be.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because I think Ravenfield was suggested, and Dan sort of looked at it on the stream again and was like, and then he's doing 3 videos on it, and
well, that's it. And then you have the problem of a lot of emails. A lot of developers can't write a PR email for shit. And you get an email, she goes, hello, please try my game, and it's got a key, and it's got no other information.
It's just, play this, cool.
Yeah,
good,
and the game could be the best fucking game in the world, and I'd never know, because they wouldn't sell. And the problem is now, it used to be a case of, I could try a lot of the games that came through, and now there's too many, I can't try all the games that come through. So a lot of games get missed, unfortunately. But I say a lot of that's been down to the fact I've kind of put it on the back burner, and that will be picking up, definitely. It'll be picking up.
Wouldn't there be a way to like create a kind of like form for someone to like kind of fill in with if they want to send you a game and then email that form to you?
Yeah, a format would be nice. The problem is most keys you get now are from press email lists, because most people aren't going to go to the website to do it. Most people have been given an email list from someone else. It's got a bunch of YouTubers and influencers and all this bollocks. And then a lot of them now, a lot of independent developers even use PR agencies and small publishers. Like there's a lot of, if you go to EGX Rezzed, for example, which is infamously a really big indie show, most of the indie games there, 3-4 years ago, they were there with a developer and they were self-publishing on Steam. Now, most of the developers there are still there and they're a solo developer, but they're there under the banner of a small indie publisher. Like, if you ever heard of like Excalibur Games, for example.
I haven't actually. What's that?
Excalibur Games, they do Shopkeep.
I have heard of that.
They do Shopkeep and they do like they do a couple of games, but they're one of many small PR and publishers that are just publishing indie games. Team 17 do a lot of them as well. Microsoft are actually publishing a lot. Sony are publishing quite a few. Nintendo doing little ones here and there, and then there's loads of smaller companies. And that's kind of how it works now. So it's a lot of not direct developers, but it's a lot of smaller. It's a whole thing.
It's a topic. Also, but I'm going to point out real quick. I've just noticed the chat's very much like, "Hey, mix people up, throw people in." So
that's the plan now. Don't worry.
Yeah. Because I've made the points.
You have. I've got one more thing. One more thing. It's not an idea. But just on the Planet Coaster series, the recent one, episode 17, the title has a spelling mistake. There's a missing spacebar.
Oh my god!
You know what? Right, just for you, I'm gonna go on right now. I'm gonna fix that. How's that? Is that a satisfaction? You know what? If you can't say I don't deliver, right? You can't say, you know what is it? It's Planet
He's doing
Coaster.
it. He's making the criticisms.
Planet Coaster. He's making the criticisms. You know, these are very important niggles. You know, these are very. You know, well, episode 17, Out of Darkness. Oh, you know what? You're right. There's a missing space.
Yep.
There's a missing space. Oh, there we go. Oh, well fixed it. You're welcome.
Carol's perfect now. Yay.
Oh well, you know we've cured the biggest fucking blodge in Nerd³ history.
Man, I think I like Nerd³ again.
Everyone who ever disliked Nerd³ suddenly likes him.
Oh my god.
Anyone who unsubscribed from that series is subscribed again. That's the only reason. I couldn't watch any more episodes after that.
Jesus Christ. I want to point out as well, that was before I was uploading the videos. That was Dan's fault. So I'm not taking fucking blame. I'm taking the credit for fixing it. He fucking broke it. Praise me. Thank you. Matt did well. Thank you too for your time. You had some good feedback and criticisms. I'll mute you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
There you go. Now, to TeamSpeak people, I've seen a lot of people want to talk about Twitch. So if you want to talk about Twitch, come on now, because I want to have a little Twitch section here, and then we can move on from Twitch, and then we can talk about other stuff. So if you want to talk about Twitch, say so now. There are quite a few people that said they want to talk about Twitch. Gentle Vendetta, you've said as much as it is awesome that people donate on Twitch, was an upper limit on donations set, like Rebecca suggested, in order to prevent very young viewers from spending all their parents' money. I don't think you can set an upper limit on bits on Twitch. That's not. You can set a minimum. I don't think you can set an upper limit. I don't think that's a thing we can set. Okay. Right. Who I'm gonna pick for Twitch? Dan the Lad 14. Oh God, I've lost it again. It's really. Where did it go? Oh, there you are. Dan the Lad 14. You're on air. Hello.
Hi.
Sir Fappingson. Nice name. You're on air.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Red Fox, you're on air.
Oh shit.
And an original username, you're on air.
Oh shit, man.
Ooh,
this is
that an original username?
Original username. Are you there?
That is is an unoriginal username an original username? That's the question.
Ooh.
Yeah. Think about that.
They're not there.
Fuck.
Oh, they don't have a mic that works.
Oh shit.
Oh, good.
You fucked up.
Oh, good job. Living Dead Punker. Oh, Living Dead Punker. You're on air.
And Punker's here as well.
There you go. Living Dead Punker. Hello, are you there?
How's it going, Punk?
No. That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh my
God. Great start.
But hold on. There's so many people asking for Barnable. Can we please just let him talk?
Barnable doesn't want to talk. Leave him be.
Right, fine.
Anyway. Okay, if you don't have a mic working, I'm going to have to mute you again. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyone else want to talk about Twitch? Because we've got 3 people currently.
You mean... Wait. What is this? Yes.
If you've already spoken, by the way, I won't be choosing you. I love motorbikes.
The plane going
I hate that.
I live outside an airport.
Yeah. Window open.
Everyone's saying that Barnable wants to, but Barnable's not actually saying they want to.
Just unmute him, see what happens.
You know what? You know what? I'm less inclined to want to do that, considering everything.
Just because everyone's asking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Out of spite.
Magic. Wait. Magic. Did I have Magic on before? I can't remember.
No.
Whatever. There we go. Magic. Hello.
Now he's on.
Yeah.
You there, Magic?
Hello?
Oh my God! Finally, someone's working mic.
Hey.
Thank God. Okay, for you. You want to talk about Twitch, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What's your feedback, criticisms, quotes, and on Twitch?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. They're just what's your things on
English.
Twitch?
Okay. Anyone else want to go first?
I mean, you started talking. You go first.
Okay, fine, that's fine. my question is kind of related to the official Nerd³ live channel and the Twitch thing. Is it possible not to get like the chat, because that'd be a fucking disgrace of amount of people talking. You'd never see anything like that. But you know how you have like twiddlies and all that stuff that comes up.
Yes.
Is it possible to maybe try and like get them to come up once in a while? Like maybe it's like a just like even if you put them in yourselves, like you don't have to put them. If you know what I mean, like. Do you mean like have them literally appear on the screen? Like alerts? Like alerts.
There's
like
a program
just to see
for
that, like
that. I can't remember what it's called.
if you can see it, oh God, what's going on here?
It was something that was debated a while back. Having sort of pop up and stuff. It was chosen not to, because at least the thing was, you know, Rebecca reads them all out. So it doesn't. Their activism doesn't matter, comes up or not, and a lot of people, I think, find pop-ups very distracting on Twitch. I think at least Dan's trying to not give in to all the Twitch bollocks, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't want the chat on the side, because that's a lot of.
Yeah, I'd be curious to try it.
Yeah.
I'd be curious, you know, not comments, but I'd be curious just to, you know, test it in a stream, just one stream, and see if, you know, what people think.
Because if you don't mind, my thought is, you've got so many people like asking questions, and you can't get to all these twiddlies a lot of the time. Like,
Rebecca ends up getting to all of them, because she goes through it at the end, I think, doesn't she?
Does she?
I mean, it has been an issue lately. We tested putting the minimum twiddly amount up. It was originally at 10. We think we put it up to 25, just because a lot of people would just put 10 in loads and loads of messages, because 10 isn't like 10's like 10 pence, 10 cents. So if someone buys, you know, £10 worth of bits, they might want to give that over a whole stream, but they put that in every message, and that means it's just loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of messages. So we put it up a bit, just so, because it was getting, the streams would go on 10 minutes after they ended, just from trying to get through the log of them. Which isn't to say we don't appreciate being given money.
I didn't actually realize you guys did that, because usually at the end of, like, after the videos kind of stopped, I kind of just like go off. I didn't realize you guys actually.
Oh yeah, I know. Rebecca goes through the whole twiddly log at the end. I know.
No, it's because it's like a 2-hour video. You just finished it. You're just like, oh, I can't be.
Yeah, no, a lot of people can't be fucked. I completely understand that. I'm in the can't be fucked. I'm in the can't be fucked group.
I know you put a lot of effort into the videos. I'm just.
I don't watch the bloody streams either. Seth Appleton, Daniel, Magic, thoughts, anything?
Well, I've got one point I want to make. For Twitch game integration, you were talking a while ago about how people want to do, you know, bring back old games and starting servers. As I don't remember at any point it being done before, but playing specific games with Twitch game integration, like Clone Drone in the Danger Zone, has a specific mode for Twitch.
That's a game.
Yeah,
I've seen a few games. I think we've done one game with Twitch integration.
Yeah, I didn't remember it happening any time beforehand.
No, it was a good while back. It was before we started to archive them on our own channel and stuff.
I'm looking up this game right now.
But
that sounds awesome.
There's a lot of games with Twitch integration that would be cool to work on. But I don't think Dan will ever, you know, choose a game just because of that. I think the game he choose the game because it looked cool, and it's kind of a plus.
I wasn't saying that, you know, go tell Dan to play this because it's got Twitch integration.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, I was more asking if it had ever been done before, because I didn't remember it, so I was just wondering if there was any chance it could happen in the future if something were to come up.
No, there's only been the one before, but there's definitely a chance it could happen in the future, because I think Twitch integration is quite fun. I think a lot of the problem with a lot of games that are coming out with Twitch integration now, though, have the problem of they're not very good games. They're not very good games, but they put Twitch integration in them, which means all the Twitch streamers get them and play them, and then they look fun to the Twitch chat, and then people buy them from the Twitch chat because it looks fun, but then they realise it's no fun without the Twitch integration. There's a lot of skeezy marketing out there for that kind of shit. A lot of developers was writing it as a kind of bullshit, you know, feature thing, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, we'll definitely that is something we would look to do, and yeah,
that's all right.
Daniel?
I just want to talk about, or ask about the future of the streams, like the rest of this year, like any other community streams or like special streams like Christmas, New Year, E3, that sort of stuff.
In regards to E3 streams, I don't know what's happening. Obviously, last year it was just Dan and Rebecca, and the 2 years before it was obviously a big thing. I don't know what will happen this year. I don't know if it'll be a big thing or Dan and Rebecca again. We haven't discussed that. I think next year, I think we'd probably like to do another. I remember we really liked doing the comic relief stream, so I imagine we might look into doing another comic relief stream next year.
Right.
I think we were looking to do a charity stream this year as well. Which I think we're sort of in the early stages of trying to arrange that. But that is something we would very much like to do, a big charity stream this year. They're the kind of plans for bigger streams at the moment.
Right.
Honestly. But it is something we would like to do, more kind of bigger streams. Because Twitch has become more of a main... No, it's not a main focus, but it's become more of a focus now. Since... it is actually a viable way of us earning money now, as opposed to just a little extra thing like it was before. Yeah. So, yeah. Is that a decent answer for you?
Yeah, that's alright.
Fantastic. Magic.
Matt, you fix Derpy.
Right, you know what? Derpy's doing his own thing. He's fine. Magic.
Is there a plan for like a better schedule than just random?
Oh God, I don't know if you were here before.
I wasn't. I got here recently.
No, God, there is no plan for that, unfortunately, because Dan will never do that because of a CFS. It's chronic fatigue syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Because he might sleep at random times, he's up all night, or he's doing editing, or he's whatever. Unfortunately, it's... I mean, there has been a debate almost rather than having a schedule, having a week, like have a time slot once a week where there is definitely going to be a stream, and then other things can happen whenever around that. And having one stream scheduled and then everything else being random, just to have one thing scheduled, even if not everything. So that might happen. Having one single schedule might be a possibility. But
would you stick to that?
There's the possibility. I mean, we were able to stick to it for the podcasts.
Good point.
So that is something we could realistically probably do if it was just one thing a week and then everything else around that. But I can't. All streams aren't going to have a regular schedule, unfortunately. No, at least not for a while. Unless you have a cure for CFS.
I found it. It's in my back pocket.
Oh shit!
Yeah, hold on.
It's caffeine.
Oh shit! No, this is fake juice.
It's just loads of sulfidine.
It's actually enhanced sugar and Red Bull. It's fine.
Oh my god. Do any of you have any other thoughts, criticisms, feedback on the Twitch channel?
Not Twitch channel. No, something else.
Any of you at all about Twitch channel? Because we can. Any of you in the Twitch chat have anything about the Twitch channel? Any of you on the Discord or Twitch have any questions or feedback or things of the Twitch channel? Because
grasping at straws.
I'd quite like to wrap up the Twitch channel here, and then we can move on from yes, and then we can move on to more YouTube stuff, and then we can circle back to community stuff. I think that'd be a nice way to do it. Angus has a Twitch question. Angus, you're on air. You were on before, weren't you?
Oh no.
Were you? I can't remember.
Oh god, yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, two things real quick. One, will there ever be another streamed complete series? Because I remember there was Shadow of the Colossus a while back, and I think that went quite well. I think people enjoyed that.
The stream complete series. I mean, that was an interesting experiment where we were doing that on Twitch. I mean, obviously they were to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, but the idea of just doing a long form type thing on Twitch, I mean, I think Dan would be open to that, completing a game on Twitch. And then obviously I could just cut it up and put it on,
Okay.
channels. I think that's possible. Yeah.
As I'm a man of the people, someone just poked me and asked about the Minecraft buildy thingy.
He said the same thing.
That is not a Twitch thing, is it?
It's not my fault. I'm just doing what they want.
No, don't do what they want. They're always wrong. Okay, democracy is wrong.
Okay, forget
I'm glad to
that.
hear what you think about the people, Matt.
Also,
Matt hates everyone.
I do.
The other Twitch thing
and everyone hates him.
There was a streamer, Stir, who did like a movie night of his like old videos, and I was thinking it'd be really cool if Dan and Rebecca watched some of Dan's old videos and sort of talked about them / explained them.
Stuff like that.
On Twitch.
Like the idea of doing streams on kind of stuff like that isn't just playing the game. That does sound quite fun. Doing kind of more novelty stuff. That is definitely something I'll float because that does sound quite fun as an occasional thing. So I'll definitely float that. Yeah.
So you got a viewer there.
There was one last thing. There was the Opinions series ages back, and like even before that, when the IRL channel was still quite young, there was the stuff like Blasphemy 101 and Anarchists and Idiots and stuff like that. And I'm just wondering, is there ever going to be anything like that again, or now that Nerd³ is bigger, are you slightly more, careful around pissing people off and that kind of thing?
Never careful about pissing people off, God no.
I figured, but...
It's more...
Fuck the people.
It's more we're trying to just focus on the stuff we like.
Yeah, fair enough.
As opposed to we're not actively trying to avoid pissing people off. It's just really stressful.
It's really easy to piss people off now, though, because everyone is really sensitive about everything.
I mean, if you follow Dan on Twitter or me on Twitter, I mean, I average 1,000 unfollowers a month for a reason,
Yeah.
Just the same words.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
But that's the idea of
sorry, just shivers down my spine there.
He'll share a lot of opinions on Twitch and stuff while just talking, but no specific thing around that now.
I'm aware I've been on already, so just the last thing before you can toss me away again. Have you played Far Cry 5, and if so, in one word? Just what do you think?
That's not relevant, but I like it.
Just because I'm playing through it right now, so...
Oh, God. Well, thank you all for being on. We're going to move on now from...
Can I ask one more irrelevant question?
Go on.
Actually, I forgot it. Doesn't matter.
You piece of shit.
I've got a point on what Andrew
piece
said.
of shit. No, you know what? You're all leaving. You piece of shit. This is why fans don't deserve rights. You know that? Right. I'll answer a couple more just from the Twitch chat and the TeamSpeak chat and the Discord chat. I'll just answer a couple more things on Twitch. If you have any more thoughts, very briefly. And then I'll move on to the main, the three main YouTube channels, because I've kind of, the live stream archive channels rolled into this Twitch discussion. Someone mentioned a stream. I have an idea of like Lego streams or something. That's not going to happen. The Lego building streams isn't really a thing that's going to happen, because that's very much, something we all like to just do as our own thing. It's not really something. That's something we do on our own time when we do other stuff. D&D streams and the idea of board game streams, I don't know. The idea of board game videos has sort of been floated, but possibly. I don't know, but that's kind of further future idea that require a lot of stuff. Was the idea of the Twitch channel streaming old videos 24/7 ever tried to test it? Well, you can do that now as a thing with Twitch. You can that's an automatic thing it has built in now. The thing is, we'd have to upload all the videos to Twitch, which is quite a process. There was a talk, I had a call with Twitch about, sort of doing something like that, and perhaps them helping us do it or something. Didn't go anywhere. I'll have to poke them about it, but they've been a bit busy. Collabs in streams would be quite good to do. The problem with collabs and streams is they're very much... Obviously, streams are something Dan kind of does on his own whenever. So, it has to be kind of a scheduled thing, which is what we kind of like to do collabs more in videos, because we can do more creatively interesting stuff there. Yeah. If you... Johnny Free, if you... feel free to ask the question in text, but I'm not doing any more voice chat. about that, just because I'm just wrapping it up now, unfortunately. Yes. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, with Twitch as well, one of the things is I've recently commissioned an artist to do loads of emotes, cheer emotes, the animated cheer emotes, bit badges, the subscriber badges, and what's the other thing? I think that's it. But yeah, I commissioned an artist to just kind of do loads of Twitch stuff. So some point within the next sort of month or so, there'll be. I'm going to push them all out at once. I'm not just going to trickle them. There'll be loads of new. There'll be loads of new. Loads of new emotes and cheer emotes and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I've seen the sketches for the emotes. Our artist kind of works weekends because they're doing it in the spare time. But the sketches are finalized. They just need to be kind of colorized and a few edits made, and the emotes will be done, and they'll have the emotes. But I don't want to just release the emote because obviously the emotes are being done and everything else. But I'm gonna just release everything all in one go because I think that's quite fun. So probably in about a month or so they'll come out. Hopefully. Yeah. Let's scroll up. Summer schedule. Do you think Downey stream more regularly now the summer's break's approaching? Do you also think that'll mean an increased YouTube schedule? Probably not. The stuff we put out on YouTube might be a bit more produced, perhaps, but I don't think we'll be ramping up the schedule just because realistically, the schedule the way it is now is working. Dan's able to keep up with it. And everyone's able to kind of keep up with it is the thing. Yeah. It won't be ramped. Streams might be increased. I mean, logically, I imagine they'd be increased, but equally, Dan can't have his air conditioner on when he's streaming. And their office is very hot, even in winter. So he might be less inclined to stream if he got his air conditioner on. Someone asked about Twitch emotes and Discord as well. Twitch emotes, if you link your Twitch with Discord, you get them. But the new Twitch emotes won't be available in Discord just to everyone in Discord. They'll only be available if you're like a Twitch sub. Because that's because all the old current emotes, though, because some of the current emotes are going to be replaced on Twitch. But they'll be all the current emotes will be on Discord exclusively as well. So they kind of have their own separate emotes they'll have. Oh yeah, Munchie's done quite a few of the current emotes. And we're gonna put all of them in Discord, and they're gonna be Discord emotes now because we got because we needed like we got an animator who does loads of Twitch emotes and stuff, Twitch bit emotes, and they're gonna do everything so the art styles are unified and all that. Because animation's a pain in the arse. Right. Cool. Oh, what? Fucking, I have an air conditioner. Jesus Christ. You work at home in an office all day with 2 computers. Like, you know, fucking, you have 3 fucking screens in front of you. They're gonna kick out a lot of fucking heat. It's fucking boiling. Especially in summer. It's so fucking hot. Right. Anyway. Let's now move on to channel stuff. I say this isn't really suggestions for games to play and videos or anything, but this is more general stuff. Or criticisms, you know, if you have criticisms of the current way the current content on the channel is being done, or feedback on constructive feedback on the way current content's being done, or the way we have a schedule, or the kind of videos that are being done on the channels, and that's, you know, any of the channels, the Toys channel, main channel, the Dad Cube channel, then yeah. If you want to talk about that on TeamSpeak, say so now. If you if anyone asks for other people to talk, that they'll be ignored. If someone wants to talk, they have to say it. So if you want to talk about it, please say what you want to talk about as well. Preferably, if you want to talk about YouTube stuff, kind of give a vague, you know, I want to talk about this kind of thing. But yes. We were looking for a site. I was looking into last time I was at Dan's the idea of a big AC setup with the fucking actual motors and stuff somewhere else. And it was like it was so incredibly expensive that we didn't do it. So it's just going to be really awkward. Right. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm gonna Harry's late. You're on air, Harry.
Whoa,
that's weird. I don't want to call you Tech Shark. Text and Trains. You're on air. Wait.
Ooh.
Wait. You're the one. You're the book reader.
Oh no.
Oh.
Kill me now.
You're the one who read my book, aren't you?
My voice broke.
Oh, baby.
This is magical. Hang on, I've got the book. Hang on one sec.
Oh god. Okay, just for context, there's like 2 videos of this guy
Right,
reading.
yeah, there's two videos up years ago where I read this
read my
prick's
book,
and then he signed my book.
It's a joke book. It's just literally
his joke book.
Oh, he read
It's
2
not a
chapters
joke. Well,
of it.
it's funny.
Really formally.
I need to do chapter 3.
Eventually, the sequel everyone's been waiting for.
The long-awaited sequel.
There was someone else I want to grab. Dude, Ollie, you're on air, and
Yes.
one more. I've had Seth Fappington on already. Snub, you're on air. Also, Taxi Trains is some fucking whistly, birdie background noise. Yes.
It's the actual voice. He's trying to communicate.
Taxi
Hello.
Trains. Oh yeah, that's
Hello.
weird.
Oh, that's not me.
That's confusing.
No, I'm not.
I know exactly.
Why
You
are
said
we-
what, and there's only one person called.
Shut up.
Jesus Christ. Right. Okay. So what's
Oh, I have continuous activated. I should turn it off.
You bellend. Let's just go down the list. Tech Shark. Harry's late.
Hello.
You wanted to talk about. What did you want to talk about?
I have 3 questions.
Okay.
My first question was, well, I know that this is a normal question. It's fine. Well, I know that Dan's written scripts and he does fictional content, and you're interested in film direct stuff. Have you considering doing things like sketches or short films under the sort of Nerd³ brand?
It's kind of what the Nerd³ channel was, and is, but that's more of a Steve thing. It's been floated doing something. The idea of doing something bigger is something we kind of like to do, but as always, Dan has lots of things he wants to do, and not enough time to do all of them. So the current focus is the book.
Okay.
So, but that is something I think I like the idea of that. I mean, obviously, there's been some sketches on the channel before, some light ones. But doing more formal short sketches could be quite fun, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm drunk right now.
That's fine. That's very normal.
Are we all drunk?
Oh, just some people asking about the book. He's still sort of writing it.
Can I do the audio book? I have qualifications in book reading.
You do have qualifications in book reading. The book currently is still being written. It's mostly done, actually, at this point. It's likely to be out next year.
That's cool.
Essentially, because
my second question is, in a way of exposure for the Nerd³ brand, to sort of make you get out there in the world, would you be interested in returning to my podcast?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that, Tech Shark. The Shark Bite podcast is dead. Too many bites were taken out of it.
It can come back, Matt. It can come back. It can, with your help, with everyone's help, we can bring it back.
Oh my god. Banned for
Well, you have to believe.
I have to believe. Do you have any other questions, Tech Shop?
You seen that new Gambino track?
Oh my god.
No, I'm mad.
Thank
Have you
you,
seen the new
Tech
Gambino
Shop.
track?
Thank you. There we go. Right. Snub, Dude Ollie, and Texan Trains. Hello.
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 I love you, Harry. What are your thoughts? Not about the Gambino track, but you know about the channel and stuff. I mean, one of you feel free to talk.
Okay,
You know,
yeah,
like...
no, I'll talk. So the channel, I think, the content is, I hate that word, but the stuff that's on the channel is like the best that it's been for a while now, especially since like after the month-long hiatus. You know, Dan came back strong. I just one thing that I wondered is his weird stuff was really awesome, but it seems to have gone back to it's like really good stuff at the moment. But I really like
the weird Saturday
the
videos.
weird mindfuck stuff. Is there any updates on any of that kind of stuff coming back?
That's fallen to the sidelines a bit over the past few months, just because the mindfucky stuff, I was quite involved with the mindfucky stuff from a production point as well. And that fell to the sidelines a bit just because the past few months have been incredibly busy and very stressful. So it's probably something we're going to try to get back to. Some more kind of bigger videos, bigger, weirder things. But yeah, they became a bit more sort of more kind of Nerd³ plays type stuff as of late, just because they're a little easier to do, I suppose, because the like some of the mindfuck stuff was it's so time consuming. So obviously, if we're a bit more busy or a bit stressed, then it can't really happen. But thankfully, we have a bit more time now, so you're probably going to start to see a bit more of those kind of more mindfucky videos, like the Nerd³ Paradox, which I'm very much like that video.
Oh my god, that was one of my favorites.
That was a trip.
Yeah, most of the footage in that I recorded. Fun fact. I got notes. It's like, okay, go into Fallout 4, walk out the main menu, and then go into wardrobe and jump about and spin. And that was all the notes I got. No idea why, but that's fine. Anyone else have Snub, Dude Ollie?
I wanted. Oh, you go.
I think. Hi, and I think that more like in the Nerd³ Paradox video with you had loads of for the GTA, but you had lots of community people in there, and that was fun.
I just need just an aside here, right? That GTA video bit in the Nerd³ Paradox, it took 7 hours. It took me 7 hours. It took me 7 hours to do the GTA bit, right? And Dan cut it. Because I choreographed the entire thing. And we did loads of takes of it. And everyone was choreographed and everyone had their certain positions and they had to set to 0 and it was a whole massive fucking production.
Is that like still footage?
I was in that.
Yeah, I think
you did we got one and you didn't record it.
I didn't
record
one of the
7
shots,
hour.
Essentially, it was meant to be shot like thing is like I'm stood there and then shit hits the fan, the thing comes down, and I get shot and die. It was a whole choreographed thing. Like everything was choreographed from the plane taking off to when it starts shooting to when people come out and start shooting me. It took 7 hours. It's a waste of time, but it was fun. I do like doing stuff like that, and I would like to do more stuff like that. Even if it was completely pointless in the end, it was still fun to do. But yes, I would like to do more stuff like that. And hopefully we will. That sounds like a good community thing to do.
Yeah.
Snub?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay, good. Hello, good evening. I wanted to ask about whether we'll ever see...
It's very formal.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the formality.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask about whether we'll ever see an increase in uploads on the channel now that Dan has more free time from editing and things like that. And if we'll see more like scheduled series other than just Saturday videos that are scheduled.
Well, because it obviously recommends. What you might notice now is at the moment there's not going to be an increase in videos, but there probably will be an increasing quality. I don't know if you've noticed, for example, you know, occasionally, you know, like the Wednesday video might be edited sometimes now, like the Skyrim VR video, for example, 3 days ago. That was the edited thing, so you might be seeing more just edited videos in the week instead of just the recommends.
But they won't be scheduled.
No, they can be
kind of sprung on us.
Yeah, because it very much that allows flexibility in the sense of if you know there is more free time, you can just do that without affecting the schedule. Because if you have more free time, have more of a schedule, and then suddenly you're busy and you can't keep up with the schedule, then you have to explain yourself. While this way, because it's likely
no time constraint.
Yeah, it's likely, you know, it's likely there's going to be waves of busyness and not busyness, and it's kind of this is just this way is more flexible, and it's a lot easier for Dan, and it means the content's going to be better at the end of the day, honestly.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Any of you any more thoughts, criticisms, feedback on the channels? Fantastic.
Well, there was one thing that I wanted to ask about, vaguely, loosely related to the channel. Basically, you know how YouTube is just a clusterfuck now, and I think you guys were talking about it a little bit ago about what you do if you're ever moving off of YouTube or moving away from YouTube. But one of the things that I think you probably know about that's being worked on right now by Linus Media Group, you know, the guys over at Linus Tech Tips, is float plane. I wondered if you guys had any plans to sort of look into something like that. I know they're aware of your existence. I don't know if you're aware of their existence or have spoken at all.
Essentially, every new video platform I ignore. Because at the end of the day, there's been 50 new video platforms in the past 5 years, and they've all failed. You know, like...
Fair enough.
And, you know, I like to be optimistic, but, you know, equally speaking, I want to be realistic as well. And I hope it succeeds. I hope a new video platform can actually succeed. But it's one of those things that, you know, like VidMe, we were debating, like, doing stuff on VidMe, and literally they just closed down mid us debating it. And that's basically every platform, you know, every kind of platform, new platform that comes out, there's some reason, or it's, and, you know, we want our content to be accessible to everyone. We don't want it to be gated, and a lot of it's like, oh, it's subscription, and it's a whole thing. So it's, I don't know. Probably not, but not because we think it's bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna get some replace.
Is this going on the VOD channel?
This will be going on the VOD channel, yes, if you all missed it. So you'll be in a Nerd³ video.
That makes 2 times.
Fancy.
Wow.
Oh, not with Dan, but you know. Well, you know, Dan might be on the server. He might be in this room right now, and he might not even know. He's not. I know he's not because his computer's broken, but you know. Don't even look. Right, it's a whole
Has
thing.
he moved back to Windows 7 yet?
No, it can't. No, the motherboard doesn't actually support Windows 7. It's a really new motherboard. It only supports 10. But it was a whole thing because it was Windows 10 needed to be reinstalled, and the driver broke, and the driver broke the BIOS, and then the CMOS got reset, but the CMOS broke the external hard drive, and then that broke it. It's been a whole thing.
Computers, yay.
Computers are very bad.
So many problems with Windows.
Windows is very bad. Look, it's a whole thing. Don't get me started. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Love you all.
Bye.
Love you.
Anyone in the TeamSpeak chat would like to scoop in on channel related to something specific to the channels? Danuba, Perky, Fletch. Cool. Danuba, you're on air. Perky, you're on air. Fletch, you're on air.
Okay, shit. So I'm very slightly drunk at this point.
Why is everyone drunk?
Okay, so
it's 9 on a Sunday. What
we
about
had a game that whenever someone mentioned the building thing, we had to down our drinks, and I had like basically like half apple juice, half vodka.
Oh, people! Oh,
that's why the building thing was such a big thing.
Oh no, you people haven't played the drinking game.
Oh wait, shit! I just mentioned the building thing again.
Oh, that's why everyone's drunk. Oh, that's why everyone's drunk. That makes sense. Okay, go on. What's your questions?
No, right. Okay, so on a note in regard to Floatplane Media, right. Thing is, I like the idea of it. I think it would actually be worth like giving it a shot because it's not just another video platform on its own. It's backed by LTT. LTT being a relatively successful channel as it is. So I feel like they have a higher chance at succeeding than.
Oh, they do. I have a feeling it will hopefully do well, but equally, it's not something we'd want to put our stuff on until it was a bit more established. You know, it was
That's fair. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's working for Lines and it's working for Bitwit, and you know, are they called Bit? Yeah, they're called Bitwit now, aren't they?
I don't know. Yeah, who gives a shit? But that is, yeah, it's definitely something. We're not against the idea, but it is something we kind of want to, you know, kind of look from afar, see how it's going, and then go into it. Yeah. Perky.
So I have like 3 questions really. The first question is more of a content-based thing. Kind of thinking back to, I think it was last year when Dan started to get a bit more community like orientated, where we got the Star Trek server going and we had that huge like Siege event live streamed. Do you think it's possible ever again for him to maybe do a bit more stuff like that, you know, community outreach in relation to making content for videos? Because, you know, it's kind of
definitely,
a nice thing.
Definitely.
You sure about that?
Well, no, we've sort of touched on that a little bit during this. But I think it's definitely, the potential's there as we're trying to do more sort of creative videos. We would like to try and do more stuff like that, and especially in streams, you know, it's kind of fun to do stuff like that.
I feel like he'll definitely get I guess because especially with like the decline at the moment, more community stuff like with users will definitely help create this community into not just a separated thing, but
it's a really good important sense of community, and it is something I want to try and push more that I have more time, because a lot of it essentially it's not something he'll arrange himself.
No, yeah, of course not. Like from the sounds of it, he's too anxious to even get up and do anything related to community. Like from the sounds of it, he just wants to stay the fuck away from the community.
It's not even anxiety. It's more he just wants to make videos and he wants to make stuff. But this is the whole thing. If it's involved in the making of stuff, then it's a good thing. And it is something that is more likely now that it's something I have the time to facilitate now, which is a big thing. Because it is something I'd have to arrange, and it is something, especially with the live streams becoming more popular, it is more of a thing that can be facilitated through the live stream. So it's generally progressing towards that, yeah.
Also, second question, I feel like Dad Cubed and Dad Cubed specifically, I mean, his channel is kind of just you know, it could be better is what I could say. It could be better content wise. I feel like he should definitely do some more kind of stuff with Dan as a means of actually, you know, getting into top content, because he makes like actually good content, like vlogging wise, actually like well shot and everything. But I feel like he's kind of missing out on the fact that basically most of his user base are just Nerd³ fans. And
I think that's the whole. I think that's the whole thing, and that's specifically why Dan does not read in the videos, because it's not. It is Steve's channel rather than Dan's, and you know, if people are there just to see Dan occasionally, then it's not really his channel. And obviously, you know, you can see a lot of people have subscribed for the original Dan videos who don't watch them anymore, and that's fine. But you know, he's found a little niche, and he's making some nice, fun stuff. You know, the Dan's
I just feel like he's missing out, really.
I mean, yeah, it's missing out, but at the end of the day,
it's
all him, isn't it?
Nice. Last question. Do you think we can get a Yeezy and a Nerd³ collab going at some point?
You know what? Fuck,
fuck, I'm all for that.
You know what? You can follow her bridge. Right,
Actually, fuck, no, right, two things, yeah. One of them was the community, what Perky mentioned, his first question, right? I like the idea of that, especially if it's just, like, if it's not Dan directly being involved in it, because I have some fun opinions on him. But no, like just you doing stuff with the community, that would actually help the channel quite a bit. Like, get TeamSpeak going a bit more, you know, promote that a bit more. Do stuff on here for the videos, and then, you know, kind of put those two together.
That's kind of the plan now, because I actually have the time to do it now.
Oh yeah, see? I mean, you're always busy, so...
Yeah, I've been
also,
very busy.
Take breaks sometimes. You tend to overwork yourself.
It's fine. It helps me sleep. Look, me being exhausted helps me sleep. That's my life motto.
Yeah, but Matt, by that logic, me passing out after I come home from work with like not enough sleep is also a good thing. It's not.
Yeah, it helps you sleep, doesn't it? You get to sleep. Can't take that away from you. Shush. Fletch, hello.
Hello.
What's your thoughts?
I also have two things.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance that at any point ever, Steve will have a cookbook? I missed a recipe video.
Yeah, I mean, this was something we've kind of floated for. I think it's been mentioned in the past, the idea of doing it. And I think it is something that would be really cool to do. I know it was started on. And I think it was something that's, again, it's kind of fell to the back burner lately just because of the busyness, and obviously Dan's been trying to focus on his own book. But it is something I think is more likely to happen than not. You know, there's a good chance of it happening, I think. But probably not for a couple of years, you know. Because I say, with Dan's book, for example, the likelihood is it's probably going to be next year. And then, you know, once that's sorted, it'd probably be, you know, another year for the Steve book. So, you know, it's probably what it'll be, but hopefully it is something we get, because would be really cool to have it.
Someone in Twitch chat just said food Dad Cubed and binging with Babish crossover.
Who's binging with Bab? I don't watch YouTubers, I'm sorry.
He's a guy that cooks food from TV.
Oh. I mean, like, the collabs are fun. I mean, obviously, they did the My Version Kitchen collab with Barry, which was quite fun. I know Steve's interested in doing more kind of collaborations and stuff. Steve's very open. Like, Steve's very different to Dan. Like, he's very open to just doing whatever. Well, Dan wants to do his, you know, he wants to do his creative vision, while Steve will just kind of do whatever. So it is something that could be, you know, collabs are going to be more of a thing. And Paramajor just mentioned in the chat there about collabs as well. Yeah, collabs just in general across the channel are something we want to do more of. You know, and we want to work with more people, not just because it brings something different into it. You know, and you can find people you work well with as well. You know, John, you know, we all have really good chemistry with John, right? There's a really good back and forth there, but we never would have known that if we hadn't collaborated with him in the first place. So if we want to find people who we're, you know, matched with really well, we have to try and collaborate with more people. You know, live streams are good opportunities for that. You know, videos are really good opportunities for that now, especially as well. And on Steve's channel as well, we're going to try and, you know, arrange more of that. And that is something, yeah, we're going to work more towards. Definitely. But obviously it's not something... Dan won't travel, is the problem. Dan won't really travel for things.
I don't want to leave the house.
Basically, yes. Oh, well, we did do a brief collaboration with Scott Manley in the Around the World in 80 Days video. Jeff Zishok. And Scott Manley had a brief cameo. It wasn't a collaboration. He had a cameo. But, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that could be done, which we want to do. Because there's a lot of fun, creative things we haven't done that could be really fun to do. That, you know, we can just try, and it'll be fun. But yeah, basically, yeah. Jav, what was your question?
Everything isn't really a criticism of the channel, but I just want you to know, of everyone on the crew, you're my favorite.
Oh, thank you, Fletch. I mean, you know, don't tell them I sucked your dick for it, okay? Don't tell them. That's between you and me, okay? I've muted the stream so they can't hear us when I'm saying this. But don't tell them that I sucked your dick for you to say that about me. Okay, thank you. And we're back on there. Thank you. Thank you, Fletch, for being on. Appreciate it. Okay, cool. Right. Does anyone else have anything about the channel that they want to talk about? I'm going back and forth. I'm going into character and out of character. I'm being serious, Matt, very quickly here. It's a bit, give me a bit of a personality whiplash. That's fine. It's fine. How do the collabs work and start? Will there be more of them? I mean, it's just a case of messaging someone, be like, "Hey, do you want to collab?" We're like, "Yeah, all right." When? Arrange time. Arrange a game. You do it. They're very easy to arrange. They're easy for people. There's a lot of people, you know, who want to. The difficulty is just scheduling, because YouTube is very busy and they're often busy at different times. There'll definitely be more of them. Oh god, collab. God, all these terrible collabs. Right. I think yeah, unless anyone has any more thoughts on kind of the channel or the content that's on the channel, I think we can move on to more community specific stuff, or yeah, and or merch. I think they're two things I haven't covered that much. You know, Mr. Flowers, you know, I'll bring you on briefly because you've got a collab question. Go on, what's your question, Mr. Flowers? Hello, you're on here.
I just want to ask if he was planning to do anything with like smaller YouTubers and stuff, because that's how I found most of the ones that I like watching.
Well, actually, with this, me and Dan did speak about something to help, you know, smaller YouTubers in the past. Problem is, realistically, obviously, it's like, hey, do any smaller YouTubers want to collab? And then you get 2,000 responses. And then who do you choose? And a lot of that isn't a desire not to. It's just very, you know, difficult logistically to do. But it is something we'd like to do. We're just not sure how.
No, I get that, yeah.
But it's something we'd like to do because a lot of smaller channels, you know, I think it's something more. It'd be something we'd more be doing with people, you know, like 50,000 subs as opposed to, you know, 50. Not just more because at that rate you're established, but you're still not big, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I was just thinking more things like, there's a lot of YouTubers I've seen that are really good, and they just don't get the attention that they deserve.
You know, stuff like that would be fun, like really helping to promote some smaller channels would be really good and really fun to do. I'd really enjoy doing that, yeah. It's something we can definitely work on, yeah.
Oh, that was all I had to ask.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Flowers.
That's alright.
Love you long time. Flowery baby. Right. Fantastic. Next. Last but not least. We're going to talk about community stuff, which would be like the subreddit and the TeamSpeak and the Discord. And, you know, YouTube's community tab and Twitch's community tab and kind of the Twitch chat and that kind of stuff. Community and Steam group, community spaces that are specific, not to Dan, but are for the community, that are for you lot, right? Not for Dan, not for me, but they're for you lot. Those kind of places. That's what I want to discuss on now, and I want to get feedback on and thoughts on. You know, I know. I said the places we have, where we have the subreddit, we have the Steam group, we have the Discord, we have the TeamSpeak. And we have the Twitch chat. Twitch chat's obviously an event-based thing, but obviously the extracurricular stuff is going to be the subreddit, you know, the Steam group, the Discord, and the TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak's not overly active. The subreddit's died down a lot. The Discord's fairly decently active now, and the Steam group is completely dead, but for good reason, because Steam is terrible as a community platform. But that's a whole thing. And then if you know the idea of servers and community events and all that, because I would like to do more just community events, which isn't even to do with Dan. It's just I used to do a lot of stuff like that, you know, years ago, and I'd like to do more stuff like that now. So if you have any thoughts and things you want to discuss in regards to that, say in the TeamSpeak chat now. If you want to talk about it, you know, anyone in Discord, I'm reading the Discord, so you know, and on Twitch chat as well. I'm reading the Twitch chat as well. So you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a new Nerd³ video. There's a Nerd³ retro as well. If you really care about it. Statistically, most don't based on their views, but that's fine. Oh, by the way, to the people on TeamSpeak who are looking at my profile picture on TeamSpeak, that was drawn by Rebecca. It's an anime titty version of me. Thanks, Rebecca. Jesus Christ. Community stuff. But yeah, if you want to talk about community stuff, yeah, you know, there's a lot of just chatting in the TeamSpeak chat as well. But if you want to just put it in caps, just me, put me in caps if you want to discuss community stuff. There we go. I'm going to bring quite a few people on for this one, I think. Right, do you know where you've been on already? Living Dead Punker, you are on air. Little Kings,
Hello.
You are on air.
Hey.
Calico Does Games, you are on air. JCB, you are on air. Johnny Free, you are on air.
Oh, this is a lot.
Yeah, it's like 5. Whoa, 5. Oh! It's close to me having to use a different hand to count them on my fingers. I mean,
My God.
It's a really huge amount of people. So what
man.
What community stuff do you want to talk about?
I've got a few things about the Discord.
Okay.
I recently kind of stopped going to the Discord a lot because, well, I've been free a lot, so I do stuff instead of look at Discords when I'm in school. Great idea, by the way. But every time I do come on, I notice not a lot of people actually use the voice channels for things.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't know about the TeamSpeak because I don't really go on there. And saying that somebody's went into the AFK channel. Nice. Oh no, he's just scrolling through. Okay. Anyway, what brain? Could you work?
No, it's not allowed to.
No. What would get people to
use the
actually
voice
go
channels?
into? Yeah.
I mean, the problem with the voice channels on Discord inherently is we have this weird split with voice, obviously, because we have a TeamSpeak server as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, why do you use TeamSpeak when you have Discord voice? Because TeamSpeak inherently does a lot of things better than Discord for voice channels. A lot of events and stuff, for example, this isn't really easy to do on Discord. It's a lot easier to do something like this on TeamSpeak, just because of the way TeamSpeak missions work and everything like that. Similarly, we're doing the study groups at the moment, the revision groups, and as well, they're not really a thing we can do on Discord just because of the way Discord channels work and everything. And the way you can't have sub channels on Discord. You can't have a channel in a channel in a channel in a channel on Discord. You can on TeamSpeak. You know, so there's advantages to TeamSpeak in regards to that. So whenever we're doing anything voice-based, we're doing it on TeamSpeak because it gives us more control over that kind of stuff. Whereas Discord's more... It's more for people to chat. I don't know. Discord, we're inherently just advertising as a text platform. And TeamSpeak, we're just advertising as a voice platform rather than doing what a lot of places do and they just have a Discord. You know, someone in the Twitch chat just suggested the idea of having game events on the Discord. And I kind of like the idea of having a game event on the Discord.
Makes a bit more sense, yeah.
Yeah. But equally, you know, to a degree, the problem is TeamSpeak is very good at handling a lot of people. Right? That's where TeamSpeak's advantage really comes in. You have 50 people on the channel. TeamSpeak, it doesn't give a shit. TeamSpeak's fine with 50 people on the channel. You can moderate easily with 50 people on the channel on TeamSpeak. You cannot on Discord is the problem.
No.
And, you know, if we were only getting 15 people in for something like that on Discord, it'd be perfectly fine. But unfortunately, we wouldn't. We'd get quite a few more. And this is the problem. So, a bunch of people have went in the voice chat on Discord just to piss me off, apparently. But that's good! I want people to use the voice chat on Discord. Use it! Chat in there, that's good!
I thought you were talking, I just see people joining, like, oh, okay.
No, it's good to use the voice chat. I mean, obviously we have both TeamSpeak and Discord, but it's not for just general chatting. You know, I prefer TeamSpeak for general chatting. I think it's a better platform for it. But a lot of people prefer Discord, and that's fine. That's why we have both. And we'll do events on TeamSpeak just because it's a bit easier from a moderation and management perspective. But they're both there for people to use, and it's very hard to just get people... Unless people are in voice, people won't join voice.
No.
And now a bunch of people have joined voice and Discord now, and they're just chatting in there. There's 11 people, and that's great.
11 out of 10, because, you know.
Good for them, goddamn fucking admins. You know, it is something we'd like to get more use out of, but the TeamSpeak suffers from the same problem in that just not many people use the TeamSpeak. The TeamSpeak has its regular subset of users, and it doesn't really get any more.
Regulars.
I think that's down again to it not being that advertised by Dan himself.
Yeah, it's not being that advertised, and you know it doesn't help that I only just discovered that you can link a TeamSpeak server with a HTTP link yesterday. Even though I've managed a TeamSpeak server for 4 years, I've only just discovered that option.
A lot of things in TeamSpeak are so far behind things that you don't know.
Well, this is the annoying thing with TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak is very flexible. You can do a lot with it, but a lot of it's just awkwardly hidden away because it's an old program.
Yeah.
It's confusing, which is its disadvantage, which is why Discord is superior in its simplicity.
But at the same time, you can actually, you know, kick people from channels.
Yeah, that's a big thing. You can't actually kick people from voice channels in Discord without like having to code a bot to like. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of things in Discord that you can do with bots that you shouldn't really need to do with bots. That TeamSpeak can just do.
Derpy's thing on Twitter is like 20 billion messages wrong.
No, this is why we used it. But it's a case of just people need to use them. People just need to come on and use the damn things, and we need to advertise them more. Granted, but the problem is the problem, when we do events like this, loads of people come on, but the likelihood is most of you are never going to come on again. A couple of you might, but most of you won't.
I might.
The likelihood is you won't, though. Statistically speaking, you're more likely to not, and that's the problem. You can get a lot of people on when
3 of you will.
With
Last year's
with stuff like voice channels, you need a good trickle of people. You know, you need like a good 4 new people a day.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good trickle. It's not overwhelming because, you know, if there's 50 people on, if I were mute at this channel, it'd be a fucking nightmare. You know, you can't have a conversation with 50 people all at once.
We've done it, trust
me.
me.
And that's the problem. But, you know, that's where the inherent problem comes. You need a trickle. And for a trickle, you need constant, subtle advertising. So I'm thinking I might start. I think I'm just going to start putting the Discord and the TeamSpeak in the video descriptions. I think I'll start doing that. I'm just going to have, you know, a community subsection.
Because that will draw attention to it, but it won't be avalanche of people when we do this.
So I'll stick them down there probably.
Stick them around the bottom, like that way people will find it. It's just they won't find it immediately when they just open the thing to find a link to the game.
Yeah, and that's the plan. I can do that now because I can just do that now, which is very convenient.
Matt has the technology.
Yeah, and that's hopefully something that'll you know, help. I guess. Any other thoughts? It's 5 year. Go on.
I have one more thing, and this is something that I got a long time ago. I have a role on the Discord which is uncreative, which locks me out of the creative channel. As far as I know, this role was never advertised, and I have no fucking clue why I got it.
As far as I know, the way the Discord is works, I don't handle that direct sort of stuff on Discord. That is something you'll have to kind of message the sort of mods about on Discord, unfortunately.
I tried that, but no response. Right. But if you don't know, then that's fine.
Yeah, have a message to the admins in there, because that is something that's assigned kind of per mods and stuff like that.
Some of them in the TeamSpeak right now, you can left click on them and message. They're gonna hate me for saying that.
Probably.
Sorry.
User in your channel has been banned.
Yes, we know it's not the place to talk about it, Jack, but we're talking about it, so shush.
Get fucked.
It's too late.
Anyone else? Any
I have a topic, but I'll just start off saying English is not my first language. I'm quite tired, so if I'm a bit difficult to understand, please say so.
That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, you already make more sense than most of the people here.
Great. Mine is not really about the platforms the community's on. It's more the community's attitude on these platforms, mostly toward you, Matt. Because I get in the videos you do with Dan and John and
this is about the Matt fucked up thing, isn't it?
It kind of they can like do this kind of banter because they're friends, but when thousands upon thousands of people start just being mean, that's not good.
I mean, to a degree. I mean, I've always acknowledged I'm the sweet tea of the group. I'm the bird. But you know, like it's very much. In certain contexts, it's somewhat frustrating when I'm trying to do something more serious like this. In some respects, but it's an expected thing of when you're kind of doing online comedy stuff.
Well, yeah, but
things are gonna stick.
Steve is going to veto Bonnable.
It sticks, and people do it because, well, they watch the videos, so they feel like they have that kind of connection that you have with the other guys, even though most people or people don't. So
yeah.
And I faintly remember, and I could be wrong because, well, I'm very tired, but you at one point spoke out about it, well, it being irritating and kind of getting in the way of sometimes. Wouldn't it help if you kind of dialed it back a bit in the videos?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, because I'm not really in the videos anymore. Is the thing. I'm barely in them, and this is kind of. It has been dying down because I've not really been in anything. I've been kind of more taking a kind of behind the scenes role. But at the end of the day, my job, whether it's behind the scenes or wherever, my job is to fill the gap of what needs doing. And if that gap is I need to be the butt of a joke, then that's the gap I fill. If the gap I fill is I need to be the comedy relief, that's fine. If I need to be the manager, that's fine. Whatever, right? That's what and you know what? As it's annoying, and it can be annoying in a lot of content. It's annoying when people do it on my personal stuff. That's where it annoys me. But anywhere else, I find it's okay as long as
when it's just on a video.
That is,
they're not taking the piss out of you. They're taking the piss out of your character. That's not.
I mean, that's how I treat it essentially. Yeah, but it is frustrating when it is somewhat frustrating when I'm trying to do something more serious.
Yeah.
Well, there lies the question: where is the balance between character and real Matt?
Well, I've been switching back and forth. You see, now it's real me. Now it's real serious business me. But then, you know, I can raise my voice and I can talk about being fucked in the arsehole. And then I can come back down and I'm just being serious business me now. So I can talk about how, like, you know, I can talk about our tax returns, like our director tax returns.
Please don't.
You know, how to file to, and how I was having a long call with my accountant the other day about the director tax returns.
Then you talk about fucking Brett the next time on Twitter.
You know, I contacted HMRC recently, and it was very, you know, it was a very important conversation with HMRC, just talking about taxes.
There's of course times when it's blurred between when you're being serious, but at the same time you're being an idiot about it.
I mean, yeah, well, that's
like your 2.5 hour long rant about airports.
I mean,
I missed that.
What? I mean, this is the thing. I can't even remember that. That's probably on TeamSpeak. Well, this is the thing. Oh. It's to me, comedy. I don't know. Comedy's always blurred lines, isn't it? Really.
It is.
I mean, if it helps the comedy, it works. If not, then I don't bother.
Yeah.
Just people, much like anything, need to, you know, do everything in what's the word?
Moderation.
Yeah, they got to do everything in moderation, and I'd always note that whether it's me or anyone else, just moderation is important. But yeah. And Johnny Frey, they got disconnected. Wait, did they? I can't remember. Oh no.
Yeah, I think you meant to add him.
Were they? Yeah, okay. You know, Grant talk about Johnny Frey. Hello. You were.
Hello. Sorry, thunderstorm.
Oh my God, thunderstorm! Jesus Christ! You got electrocuted.
I think Jack's bitching about not being given talk power. By the way, Matt.
I don't care.
He's kind of his thing. He probably has something to say.
Well, that's fine. Anyone else have any thoughts? Anything like that?
I can punt in something.
Someone else can go first if they want.
Go on.
Okay, you can. I don't know.
Oh my God, just go. Be decisive! Decisiveness!
Christ!
Well, you two decide who goes first. Maybe I should talk.
There we go. Perfect. Johnny Free, you go.
No, fuck all of you. I'm going first. Right.
Thank you.
As you remember, I don't give a single toss about the channels. No offense.
That's fair.
Do you have a contingency plan? Because let's be honest, YouTube's not the most stable platform, and it's not unforeseeable that the channel could go under. What happens to the community if it does?
Well, Twitch and
I assume
Patreon.
you thought about that.
Twitch and Patreon now make more money combined than YouTube does.
Okay, assuming something apocalyptic happens, like Dan dies or whatever.
I mean that's fucked, isn't it? There's no contingency plan for that. It's just fucked.
The channel is incapable of making money anymore. What happens to the community?
What was that? Sorry, I missed the end of that. There. What happens to the community?
Yeah.
If Dan dies. I mean, if Dan dies, the community dies with it, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
There's no contingency plan
There's
there.
a lot of people in the community who don't care about Dan, but enjoy using the community to talk to people. That's what I'm asking.
But at the end of the day, you know, the worst comes to worst, people have to make their own communities. They move on, unfortunately. That's how it'd have to be, because obviously, if there's no Nerd3, then there can't be a Nerd3 community. Is that, you know, there's no one who can take over it. Legally, no one can take over it either. Tax-wise, no one can take it over, actually. It's a whole thing. It's fine.
Taxes.
It's very fun. Anyone ever, any other thoughts? Anything like that?
I wanted to talk about Reddit for a second.
You can
go on.
Next, then.
Yeah, talk about Reddit.
All right. Just for me personally, I don't really use it because I don't know what's on it. Kind of going back to what Elko was talking about with advertising, like, I know it's a good community, but I don't really know like the kind of stuff that's on it, and I guess maybe that's partly because it only comes down to, hey, we have a Reddit, join our Reddit, and also partly because there's not a lot of stuff that I guess attracts me to Reddit. So what I was thinking is a bit more like exclusive content, maybe not necessarily like Dan content, but like fan art, that sort of thing, or maybe on the Discord kind of get-together groups if community members wanted to do an activity.
Yeah, I mean, the Reddit in itself is more for fan-created content. That's kind of what it always was. Years ago, it used to have a lot of fan art, and, you know, lately it's kind of got nothing. The actual... No one's really made anything to put on there. You know, which is unfortunate. I think that's just, you know, just people are using it less. I was wanting to start doing a few more kind of events like I used to do years ago on there. Like, you know, I used to do fan art competitions and stuff on there. I know, very conveniently, I'll soon have 150 posters, which will make very good prizes soon. Which I need to do something with. But it is stuff like that where I'm not really... again, I've just been kind of led it to the sidelines, I guess. But I'll be trying to get more stuff on. I'm trying to run more events on sort of Reddit, but a lot of it just relies on people using it. You know, it's the chicken and egg problem, really. You know, if no one's using it, then people won't go on because there's nothing on there. But that means people aren't using it, which means no, you know, it's a kind of circular thing. So,
So you are just kind of having like some ideas of then like just spitballing something to do then in the future.
Yeah, I mean, the Discord's more for, you know, creative, like, you know, yeah, I've done, you know, someone's done artwork or someone's done this, and then Discord obviously is more for, the, as you said, like games and stuff, and little events, but that's very much relying on people. The Discord, for example, you know, if we ran an event, it's too big, right? So really, small groups, it's very much reliant on people going on there and making little small groups and going, hello, is anyone who wants to play this game? And, you know, there's 5 of you, go and play it. And that's not something we can only give you the tools to do it, and they're there. And that's the chicken and egg problem. It's the same with Reddit. People don't make art, so people don't think to make art, and people don't put it on there. But obviously, you know, and I can kickstart that on Reddit a bit, but Discord, that's very much reliant on people using it. So if that kind of makes sense.
Maybe it could have something to do with the engagement of the fan base could have something to do with the general age of the fans, because as far as I remember, I don't know, a bit of an, I wouldn't say older, but like in their start 20s.
Yeah, well, I noticed a lot of things about the community have changed over the years, because the fan base has grown up very much. It's not even necessarily that a lot of the same people are watching, but, you know, every year the fan base average age goes up a year.
That's good.
So it's at a case of, you know, 5 years ago, the average kind of age was, you know, 14, 15. Yep. When now it's more 19, 20. You know, it's kind of late teens, early 20s is our average user base now. And I think a lot of that comes from that, where, you know, if you're a teenager, you know, you have a lot of free time spending at home, you know, you're doing whatever, but when you're kind of a bit older.
I also think when you're a teenager, you are more inclined to engage in a community than you are as an adult.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a lot of what comes down to it. You know, there's a degree of me kind of just on one hand wanting to try and do it, but equally, do I just do I just go, well, can't, you know, it's an older fan base, can't really do much about it, unfortunately. You know, that's kind of how that's the unfortunate delicate balance. And I'm going to try and test the waters a bit, see if it works, and if it doesn't, I'll just kind of submit to the fact the audience is older and doesn't really want to bother with it. But give it a try, might as well, eh?
All you can do.
That's all I can do. Anyone else? Any thoughts?
I do have a little bit.
Little Kings, go on.
Yeah, I know it's pretty much been covered by everyone, but hey, I'll go with it.
That's fine.
Anyways, I get the sort of just go out there, but games will have like an annual thing where you just say everyone get over it, and you will like divide them into groups. So with TeamSpeak, just set a limit of like 4 people, how many you have in a group within the game. So if you promoted, then you have Dan, maybe if he wants, Dan and Rebecca just float about everyone just to
they never
drag people in.
I will say they never will.
Yeah,
that's something I have to immediately say. As much as I would like them to, they never will. Is the unfortunate reality of it. That's not something they would enjoy doing or they'd want to do. I mean, I think, oh god, I think Dan has been in total, in the TeamSpeak's lifetime of, I think, 4 years of existence, he's been on, I think, 3 times.
By dear God.
Ouch.
Last time they were on was about this time last year for that. Star Trek Online? Or
yeah, I think it was, the once was he was doing Star Trek Online stuff. So, yeah, it's very much something like, he wants to make videos. He wants to spend his time doing that. And, you know, he's not overly social. That's not who he is.
He's Dan.
He's Dan.
To be fair, if you're an introvert, trying to manage a community is probably your worst nightmare.
This is why I was hired in the first place.
That's exactly
you know?
why you have a job.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Dan's a creative social recluse. And as my example before, you know, he wants to go into a room on his own, naked, paint himself and cover himself, you know, roll all over the floor. But he wants to be on his own while doing it, you know? If he had a crowd around him.
It's an unpleasant mental.
Yeah. He likes there to be a crowd around the work, but if there's a crowd around him while doing that's a bit weird. That's a really weird analogy.
I really don't.
But you kind of gotta give it to Dan, though. He has been more open recently than he has been in the past, where he wouldn't open up or tell his audience about
you know why?
About himself.
I can tell you entirely why that is.
Why?
It's completely Rebecca. Rebecca's a really good influence on him.
Of course.
Rebecca's a very good influence on him, and he's listening to me more now. So I'm being a good influence as well, I think.
Don't get your hopes up.
I know. Well, I never do. I'm always very realistic.
Something correctly.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's yeah. Basically. Anyway. Anyone else?
Yeah, sure. Can we do more non-serious events on the TeamSpeak?
Go on.
They're kind of fun.
Like what?
Like the only events we had this year, at least currently, since we did all the events last year, was study group and this, which are a bit dull.
Yeah, I mean they're very dry, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ooh, do you want to revise
Like,
maths, or do you want to talk about
the
community management?
Yeah, we had like Just Cause 2. We had the Grand Prix. I think we had a Rocket League tournament, didn't we?
Yeah, we are going to pick up trying stuff like that. I think as lol pants.
Kitty singing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did actually have. I don't think it was an official thing, but I think some people did organise a karaoke night last year.
Oh God!
People just rooted music through, and we all got slightly drunk and
sang. Karaoke sounds
I do
fun.
actually remember that.
Stuff like that sounds fun. We'd like to do more stuff like that occasionally.
Yeah, just stupid. Yeah, plug DJ stuff like that.
The hope is, as I say, if we can get more regular people on the TeamSpeak, we can do more stuff like that, and then Discord can more take the role of for game stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Basically, it's how we'd like to do it, yeah.
I just think that TeamSpeak works slightly better for some stuff like that than Discord.
It does. It works better. Yeah, it works better for eventy stuff like that. It does.
Yeah, like I said, doing a tournament, you can actually run matches simultaneously on TeamSpeak. Doing that on Discord would be a colossal cluster.
Yeah, it's a pain in the arse. Discord, but Discord's very good for if you just want to arrange small groups and stuff. Yeah.
Remember that time you brought me on early to talk about this only for me to get cut off, says Jack.
Look. Right. Shut up.
Hi.
Look, fine, lol pants. Fine. You want to talk? Fine.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, no.
There he is.
Hello.
Good day.
I mean, I just wanted to subtext a bit. I'm alright.
Oh, see, you're just being a fucking whiny bitch, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off. That's right. They're all drunk, as far as I can tell. All the TeamSpeak regulars are drunk because they're playing a drinking game.
I'm not even playing the drinking game. I just heard that people were drinking and went and got a bottle of vodka.
That's great. That's responsible. Hey kids, drink responsibly. Thank you.
Remember, kids, when you're 18, no one can tell you that you can't get wankered.
Oh my god. Yeah, but big thing with TeamSpeak and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of the community stuff is based around having people on there. So if you want more stuff from TeamSpeak, come on. If you want more stuff from Discord, go on Discord. And like, a lot of it is required. Like, you have to put some effort in, kind of thing. Like, if you want to do stuff on Discord with people, come on Discord and try and, do it. And people will, you do it, people will come, kind of thing. And the same with TeamSpeak. Events will happen if there's more people on. More little things will just happen if there's more people to do them.
People join TeamSpeak, please. It's a good
But
community.
that does.
Just remember that when you join, when it says nickname, that means yours, not the server.
That's a big thing. That's a very confusing thing about TeamSpeak.
The amount of new users we have joined called Nerd³ or Nerd³ servers.
Well, yeah, because server nickname and nickname aren't very clear. Because server nickname will give you your nickname on the server or the nickname of the server.
You have to be special not to notice the difference.
No, because server nickname could mean your nickname on the server or the nickname of the server.
Clearly means it is the nickname of the server.
Oh, you'd think so, but no. Oh, yeah, I could get confused with that, but that's fine. Anyway, any other thoughts on community stuff from any of you lot?
No.
I wanted to ask about. I wanted to ask about the other kind of platforms. Do you think any more official Nerd³ things are going to expand out, like, to Facebook?
Well, okay, with Facebook, we have an official we have an official group on Facebook, which wasn't made for the purposes of being a group. It was made for copyright purposes, and simply so if ever shit's on Facebook that we want to get taken down, we can go, here's our actual thing. That's literally the only reason it exists. We really, really don't like Facebook as a company. We don't want to support them. Dan was really against the idea of a group for a long time, and I'm still against the idea of a group, but it's purely there as a protection thing. So it won't move to. We'll never have anything on Facebook.
Alright, that's fair. They're pretty sketchy.
Bad company. Make a Facebook group, go on the analytics, and find out just how much information you can get about the people who like your page.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
It's fucking terrifying.
Basically, the current Nerd³ page has been set up with the name, the logo, and the banner. It's all that's there. And everything's turned off, basically. That's how it's set up. When it comes to other groups and other kind of places, I mean, are there any real big places that people kind of care about having that kind of thing on?
MySpace.
Thank you for your very good suggestion.
It's on his priorities.
I mean, because we have obviously got the Reddit, we got the Discord, and TeamSpeak, and Steam, I mean, the Steam group, right? The Steam group has been left to die very purposely because Steam's never updated their tools or moderation tools.
The Steam group, you've made this abundantly clear.
Well, it's weird, the Steam group, because the Steam group, it seems like it could be a useful thing, but the fact is, there's so much spam on there, and there's so many bots, yet Steam have never given tools to people who own groups to deal with that.
You have to do it one by one.
You do. If you want to delete a comment, you have to click the delete button, it goes, are you sure you want to delete it? And you go, yes.
If you want evidence, go to Jack's Twitch, there's a, 2-hour-long stream of him just deleting comments.
Great, and that is basically the Steam group. It is a nightmare, and it's fuel to nightmare, and I can't be bothered. It's too much effort. Essentially, it's not worth it. But, yeah. Steam groups
had inside jokes.
Steam groups are like
things have inside jokes that doesn't make them good.
I mean, the Steam group at this point, the only thing it's used for is I will put announcements up on the Steam group still. But I'm
for announcements.
It's good. It's good for announcements, but I'm also putting those same announcements up on Discord.
Yeah.
In the announcements place thing on Discord, I'm also putting those same announcements up.
It's good to put them on both though, because if people are in game, they will get pings about the announcements.
Oh, it is, and then obviously I'm going to have that. I'm going to make that Twitter as well, and that Twitter will have those announcements as well, plus other things. Then Twitter will have more little things on as well.
Like a brand Twitter now, are you?
Yeah, we're going to do that.
That's good.
But yes, yes. Does anyone else have any thoughts
for Skype group?
Skype group.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Nerd3's LinkedIn.
So I saw LinkedIn. What are they called? They're not called groups on LinkedIn, are they?
I don't know what they're called.
We don't need to know.
Someone in the.
I think it's follow prominent figures.
No, probably that. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Ben said, "Will there be a study group timetable?" Yes, I'll be arranging a study group timetable. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to make a timetable for study groups. They'll probably be running over the next week or 1 to 2 weeks. They were running over probably the next 2 weeks. If you don't know about the study groups, by the way, they're a thing that I've run every year on the TeamSpeak for I think 4 years now. It's the 4th year being done them, and they're just. We just facilitate the setup of revision groups for people studying for exams or you know, for whatever else you want to do. If you just want to learn.
Surprisingly helpful.
Yeah, no, people find them surprisingly helpful, which I'm always glad about. But that is something we're doing. We'll be doing different subjects every night. Is how it'll work. And you just kind of come on. You go. You'll whatever level you want to do, whatever country you're in. If you're 15 in the UK, or you're 20 in the UK, or you're 20 in Australia, whatever. Come on, we'll group you with people as similar as possible and work it out. That's kind of how it works.
If your subject's not shown, make a temp channel then.
Yeah, but, you know, we want people to learn, we want people to work, and if you want to help people, you can come on and help as well. And they're kind of ongoing now, but we do them on weekdays only. It's kind of how I do them. So yeah, but I'll be arranging a timetable tomorrow, and I'll be publishing that timetable, and then you can come on for those things. Anyway. Yes,
is this server US friendly? It depends. The server is, the people aren't.
Yeah, most people are British in here, but you know, if more Americans want to come on here, feel free.
Very confused by what jam is.
I'm not British. I'm not American.
Denmark.
Americans
I just speak the language. What the fuck am I doing?
Oh dear.
God almighty. Okay, do any of you have any other community things, or get another group in now then?
Well, it started to hail, so I better get the rest of my questions out.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Plan.
Why?
Go on.
Regarding the community and recommending games, because I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of people that know kind of little gems that might interest Dan if he took a look at them, but might get lost in a like a stream of twiddly bits on the Twitch server. Is there anything a bit more
yes,
a bit more finite?
We have. There's the Reddit. One of the things that Reddit is still very much used for is the request to make a thread. There's a request to make a thread on Reddit. It's pinned right on the top when you go on the subreddit. You go in there, you add a comment, and you use the format I've listed in the in the post. Use that format, write a thing in that format, write a suggestion, why you think it's a good suggestion, and yeah, and then I read over it occasionally when we need something to do. I haven't really looked at it for the past few months because I've been busy, but you know, we're starting up again, so yes.
That kind of goes back to the issue of nobody knows it's there because it's not been advertised.
Yeah, well, the whole point, the mega thread, right, the requests stuff, that's never been advertised because we're not looking for requests, if that makes sense. It's more there because people have requests. And sometimes we'll find interesting stuff there. But
pinned on Reddit, or
it's pinned, it's right at the top, yeah.
fairly easy to find.
Yeah, so it's very much...
Reddit's still in the descriptions, right?
Well, no, Reddit's not on... The Reddit, TeamSpeak, and Discord aren't in the descriptions of the videos, but I think I'll re-add them.
Yeah, that's maybe a good idea.
I'll add a community section, I think, to the
Like
descriptions.
at the bottom or something, so it doesn't get...
Yeah. Hopefully they'll get a bit more traffic there from those. So, yes. That's the sort of plan, I guess. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Many, but not about this.
Fantastic. Right. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Okay, let's revoke your talk powers. There we go. Get out. Get out. Get out, fuckers. There we go. Alrighty. We've got 15 minutes left. That's nice timing. So what we'll do is, if anyone has any other topics, topics they want to sort of have ideas of, let me know in Twitch or Discord or TeamSpeak. We can have a little quick discussion about them beforehand. Someone just mentioned on TeamSpeak as well. Could you put the links to the Discord and TeamSpeak on the end cards? We don't have end cards. Is the thing. we don't have end screens, so we don't have end cards. So is there anything that hasn't been covered that should be covered? Is kind of what I'm looking for. Essentially. Star Trek Online console fleet. The Star Trek Online PC fleet is basically dead. I mean, they've made their own little community, but the fact is, Dan wanted it, and he's not really used it. So, I mean, can't have a console fleet set up. I mean, you can set up an unofficial one if you wanted to on a console, but it's not something we'd be able to do, unfortunately. And I'll unmute everyone on the TeamSpeak at the end as well. I will do that. The website, as I've mentioned about the website is going to have a revamp. It'll be updated. It'll be the look of it will be modernized a bit. The logo will be updated. The actual pages will not look really basic. It'll have information pages and more deets about all stuff, which would be quite nice. Yeah. Cool. All right. No one's given any suggestions for things that have been missed. So if I just go over the sort of I guess conclusion, things that have been noted for this. Right. Gotta get a notepad out. Gonna note them. Make sure I've not missed anything. I don't actually use physical notepads. That's very much a Rebecca thing. But I'll do it this time. I'll use one of my... I have lots of Game Tea pens for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe one of the Game... No, you know what? No, I'm not going to use a Game Tea pen because I'm not that comfortable. Because I like my... not the Game Tea fancy pens. Like, they're just... like cheap plastic ones that have logo on. Not the really nice... They have these titanium pens that you can break a fucking window with. I'm going to use a Pi G2. Best pen. Not sponsored. Right, so... We have... a brand Twitter, so just a Twitter just for the Nerd³ overall. I'll have announcements and everything on. You can follow it, even if you don't give a you can follow it if you care about that kind of stuff, but you don't want to listen to me or Dan or Rebecca just talk about whatever, or you just want a separate stream that you can just look at and go to. So we'll do that, right? That's fine. Right. Okay, so company Twitter for brand. Twitter company. Right. More sort of community-based kind of events on all the things, smaller ones, smaller community events. Events. I'm not very good at... My handwriting is terrible. More kind of getting community more involved in video making, which I think will come naturally from us trying to do more creative stuff. More collabs. Upload all the videos to Twitch. That is a whole other thing. I mean, obviously everyone wants a stream schedule. I'll say sort of one scheduled stream a week. We'll say that. That's. I'll go in low. I'll stream a week. Doesn't mean there wouldn't be more streams than that, but you know, if we could get one scheduled, maybe. So there's definitely a day when people could be like, I know there's going to be a Nerd³ stream, then I can go to. Right. I think they're the main thing. Yep. Community links in the video descriptions. Video suggestions. In video descriptions, not suggestions. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get tired now. I'm getting tired now. I mentioned the games earlier. We're not really due to the Watt and Tracy having to be made redundant. We're not really focusing on the games anymore because they were mainly doing the games. But the games will hopefully be something that Dan and Rebecca get to in the future in the spare time. But no promises. Right. Okay. People are asking about podcasts. I mean, that's not a Nerd³ thing if it's not with Dan, and it's probably not something going to be Dan wants to do. Because he's got the Patreon podcast currently. And the live streams regularly. So having I don't know. Well, I can float it, but probably that's an unlikely thing, I think. Cool. Cool. Where are we up to with the new emotes? New emotes and everything. New emotes, bit emotes, new emotes, cheer emotes, bit badges, sub badges, and what's the other thing? There's another thing. There's like another thing. I don't know. They'll be up probably in the next within the next month. They'll be up within the next month. Right. Okay. That's it, isn't it? That's about it. That's the main things we've kind of settled on, right? Company Twitter, smaller community events, more community-based videos, more collabs, a stream schedule, best I like to do is one a week, and community links in video descriptions. Is there anything I've missed? Is there anything I've missed from this discussion that I've forgotten about and not written down here? So there's a lot of smaller things you've discussed, but these are the main points that I need to act on. So I'll assume that's fine. Cool. Nobody's Cool. Now what I'm going to do, unmute the whole of TeamSpeak, which might crash TeamSpeak. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. All right, prepare your butts for this. Here's my legal note. Nerd³ takes no responsibility for any of the comments said in this next thing. If they aren't banned, then I will ban. It's a whole thing. I'm sorry in advance.
Why?
Hello. Hey, I think in this stream no one can hear that I have a fucking huge penis.
And everyone's been quiet. There's literally 35 people on this channel and none of you are saying anything anymore. That was quite underwhelming, actually.
That's great.
That makes me hard. See, there we go. Some nice soundboards there. Cool. Great. really underwhelming.
Oh, it's chat can
Alrighty.
talk. Ah, fuck.
Alright, let's just mute them again, because that's completely pointless. Oh no, the mods can still talk.
Matt, what do you think? Can we get a? What do you think of the Gambino track?
I set the talk power to 6 instead of 60. That was my error there. Fantastic.
I don't like memes.
Law pants, I hate you. You're fired. Kicked him. Cool. Fantastic. Cool. That was the Nerd³ Town Hall 2018. That went on for 3 hours. Thank you for coming. If you took part, thank you for taking part. Sorry it went on a long time. Sorry if it didn't get to you. I hope I got everything. Nobody else had anything particular they wanted to say. Yes. I'm sorry, I don't really know where to go from here. My voice hurts. It's been a while since I've just done a stream for 3 hours. It's quite a lot. You know what I will do though? I'm actually going to go through the Twiddlies. Because I said I was going to not do Twiddlies for this, which I haven't been doing. But I'll just go through the few Twiddlies we got, just so they are recognised, because I think it is important. I think, because we do appreciate those. 25 bits from Andy Face. Everyone secretly loves you, Matt. Well, thank you, Andy Face. 100 bits from I'm in Iowa. I like that. See, they like Matt. Has off Matt. Thank you. Brian94, 1,000 Twiddlies from Matt. Thank you, Brian94, for your 1,000 Twiddlies. Shayako gave 2,000 bits. How are Dan and Rebecca doing, by the way? I hope they're well. They're ill, unfortunately. Give these to them. Like, goes to them. goes to the company. Anyway, thank you for the 2,000 bits. 45 bits from Heckabert. Matt's take over Nerd³. I basically have taken over Nerd³ at this point. I don't own the company. Dan does, but I control the company, if that makes sense. Thank you for the 45 bits. 1,000 bits from Bad Old Gamer Guy. These are actually from my flatmate, CM Seth, but he can't be here today because his father's in hospital. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope he's doing alright. And I hope his father's doing alright. Give him my best. And thank you for the 1,000 bits. So, thank you. The GG Wizard 16 to give 25 bits asking what's going on. Well, hopefully you'll be in. No. 100 bits from Tessa Oswin. Love the comment release stream. Thank you for loving the comment release stream. I'm quite excited to do another charity stream this year, if we can get that done. That'd be good. RWP 44830 cheered 35 bits with no comment. Thank you for the 35 bits. Andy Face cheered 25 bits. Pretty smart again. Thank you, Andy Face. 25 bits from Barnable. Love you, Matty Boy. Thank you, Barnable. 25 bits from Chutney Cubed. Could Dan do more IRL toy streams like the birthday one last year with the LOL surprise bath bomb maker things? I have seen that before. I don't know. That's very much up to him. It's probably unlikely though, just because it's a faff to set it up. Andy Face says, Cheer 25, you need a tip jar. Oh god, nothing on screen is going to be obnoxious as a tip jar. And last but not least, Millennium 25 bits from Matt fucked, hashtag Matt fucked up. Well, if there isn't a more appropriate ending twiddly than that, I don't know what is. No idea. But thank you for all the twiddlies. I'm not going to do a leaderboard twiddly because that wouldn't have changed. Because I mean, it would have changed slightly because some people gave 1,000. But you know, it's the Stan Rebecca's thing. I'm not going to infringe on their copyright. Yeah, technically it would have been all copyright. It's fine. But yes, it would have changed. Paramidget Sing, it would have changed. That's a good point. It would have changed. Hang on a minute. I mean, Shiako gave 2,000. I mean, they're the top. You know what? Fine. You know what? I'm going to try and emulate. The countdown, which I can't remember very well because I don't watch many streams. Okay. In 10th place, 10. Inuku-kun with 1,500 twiddlies. Thank you very much. In 9th place, 9. Nathan, aka Yogi, with 1,600 twiddlies. Thank you very much. In 8th place, 8. Bring for the sea. Cut off. I don't know. I don't know. Bring for the sea. ... Who knows? In 7th place, 7. Direwolf97 with 2,500 bits. In 6th place, 6th! Oh, I'm sorry, Rebecca, I'm making a mockery. Alias Muse with 2,575 bits. Thank you very much, Alias Muse. In 5th place, 5th, Just Some Trans, ... I think that's Just Some Trans Girl, if I'm mistaken, because I've heard this at the end of a stream before, and I think that's right. My memory's not very good, but thank you for the 3,200 bits. Thank you very much. In 4th place, Borbastig with 3,755 twiddlies. Thank you very much. In 3rd place, Fat Russian 101 with 6,000 bits. In 2nd place, JD the I was shrugging. JD the Phoenix with 9,000 twiddlies, and in 1st place, you do it for first, Monkey Blood, fuck off. Shiako with 15,399 bits, because you have to have a really awkward 99, so you have to get the penny change for some reason. There we go. I'm very sorry, Rebecca. That was a very, it's a very bad northern accent. I apologise greatly. But I did it. I did the bits. I did the stream bits. I've done the stream bits. And I've done it properly. And now, I'm going to put the end screen up. Why is it flickering? It's like jiggling on my XSplit. Whatever, that's there. Thanks for coming. And, yeah, it's jiggling on Twitch as well. Why is it doing that? Stop that. Whatever. Bye. Oh, actually, no, hang on. No, before I go bye, I'm going to unmute TeamSpeak so they can say bye. I'm going to do that. It's probably a bad idea, but that's fine. Say bye, TeamSpeak. Really bad idea. That was regret it completely. I regret that idea. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Hold up. Quiet. Right. When I did the twiddly bit, it would have made more sense for me to have TeamSpeak unmuted, then you could have went in the numbers. Hang on, I'm gonna do the top 3. I'm gonna do the top 3 again, but I'm gonna do it with the help of TeamSpeak. Oh, here we go. Quiet. I want to trust you all. In case anybody missed. Right. So I want to trust you all. You're gonna do it all and try and do it in Rebecca accent, okay? In 3rd place, Fat Russian 101. In 2nd place, JD the Phoenix, and in 1st place, Shiako. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Matt, can I get trusted back?
Oh my god. Matt, you should have done that. Oh my god.